The calendar is flipped to July, and the Evansville Otters are here at historic Bosse Field, facing off against the Mississippi Mud Monsters for the third time this season. This is one of 3 series they will play at home in this month of July, and we're so glad that you are joining us here for Game 1 of this series. I'm Lucas Macklin alongside my partner Riley Angel, and after our first series sweep of the season against Florence, I'd like to come in and try to stay hot as they push towards that ever elusive above 500 record.
Absolutely, and right now this team is riding high after that 3-game sweep of Florence, especially given that 2 of them were walk-off wins against that Y'all's team, and you hope that they can bring that momentum into this series against Mississippi. They were able to take 2 against this team when they came to town last time or a little earlier in the season. Hopefully they're able to do something similar here over this next week.
3 one-run victories against Florence, and they were very exciting. You mentioned coming off a walk-off. L.J. Jones, the hero of not just 1 but 2 games over the weekend. His walk-off in the 9th inning last night, a 110 off the bat double into left field. Really excited this squad as they head into July.
It really is, and you need games like that to help spark a squad like this, which has been around that 500 mark for most of the season, but hasn't been able to eclipse it. And with those 2 walk-offs, with that sweep over Florence, it just shows you how much better this team has been recently, especially considering that the first time against Florence, they didn't look great down there in Kentucky. So hopes are high right now in the Otters clubhouse.
A very offensive game last night. Evansville winning 11-10. They had 18 hits to Florence's 16 hits. A lot of scoring early, 7 runs through the first 3 innings for both sides. Then the scoring slowed down a little bit. Evansville took the lead on a Pavement Parks home run. That was the second of the night. And then top of the 8th, Florence looked like they may have landed the final blow with a 3-run 8th. But Evansville didn't lie down. They came back, scored 1 in the bottom of the 8th, and obviously 2 on the walk-off from L.J. Jones. This team has just continued to fight when they are at Bosse Field.
Yeah, it just goes to show how much, at least so far through the first half of this year, how much better they are offensively here when they're playing at Bosse Field compared to when they're playing on the road. And you just hope that that offense and that this momentum carries into the road trips as we head to the All-Star break and into the second half, because if they start playing like they do here on the road, boy, this team could end up sneaking into the playoffs and making a run.
They enter with a 17-9 home record, while they are only 4-14 on the road. They enter, obviously, after that sweep on a 3-game winning streak, one of 3 teams in the Frontier League on 3-game winning streaks or more, the other 2 being Ottawa and Windy City, both of those teams who have struggled in early seasons, maybe starting to find their stride, because Windy City, they swept Joliet, who was on fire coming into that series.
And that's a good thing for Evansville, because Evansville battling Joliet for that wild card spot right now, and also battling Lake Erie to get into that point. And Windy City, we saw them. They looked like a good team. They're pitching. Whenever their pitching is on, that's when they are really good. But, man, it's going to be hard for them to claw back right now where they're at in the standings.
Evansville entering the day at 21-23. They sit at 3rd place in the Central Division. Washington at top at 26-19. Below them, Lake Erie at 21-21. They're 3.5 games back. Evansville is 4.5 games back of Washington, and after Florence got swept by Evansville, they are now 8.5 games back of Washington. They stand at 17-27. Bullpen pitched really well last night. Nolan Thebe obviously struggled in his inning, but Ryan Wiltsey came in and pitched 2 scoreless innings. Yolan Gonzalez pitched 3 scoreless and struck out 4. And John Beamer, who ended up getting the win, pitched a scoreless 9th inning to keep Evansville in it, and then allowed them to come back in the 9th.
And the bullpen, whenever the bullpen's pitching well, man, it just helps with the team. And especially when a guy goes out there and struggles, kind of like the starter in Brahms did on Sunday. And whenever you have a bullpen come in after him and give you 5 solid scoreless innings, it gives your offense all the confidence in the world that they're going to be able to win it.
We'll take a short break here on the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, the Home Team Network, and 96.9 WYIR. As I mentioned, we'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll talk starting lineups and the starting pitchers.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Welcome into historic Bosse Field as the Evansville Otters hosting the Mississippi Mud Monsters. This will be the third series that these teams have played against each other. The first time in Mississippi, Evansville couldn't manage to take a win, a couple of close losses, but won the second series here at Bosse Field after 2 wins in the final 2 games.
I definitely expect an evenly matched series. We saw an evenly matched series when Florence came to town over the weekend, but obviously Evansville able to get the better of all those 3 games, which were one-run games. I don't expect either of these teams to really pull out ahead in this series and really dominate. I think these two very similarly matched. Mississippi, a very good pitching team, and really struggles with the offense, while Evansville at home, the offensive numbers are ridiculous, but at times the pitching can get away from them. So hopefully these two match up well, and Evansville is able to get the better of them.
Evansville finished the month of June 13-12. They were 10-4 at home, increasing their home record to 17-9. But this team has just not been able to find ways to win on the road. Still haven't won a road series. They are 0-6 in road series. They currently stand at 4-14, and they come into a month of June where they're going to be on the road a lot.
And that's the difference right now. It really is, with them being at 21-23. If they have a good road record, they are right in the mix of things, especially in this Central Division where the leader is only 7 games above 500 in Washington, and second place is at 500. So you hope here in July they're able to really get that figured out, because as you mentioned, they're playing a lot on the road. Only 9 home games in the month of July. Yes, that includes the All-Star break, but they also have a 12-game road trip in this month of July as well. So you hope they're able to figure that out, because boy, oh boy, do they need it this month.
They take on Mississippi before they travel to Schaumburg for the weekend series. That's going to be a tough one. Of the 4th of July coming up, it's going to be a packed stadium over in Schaumburg.
Oh, it really is. The past 3 years, they've set attendance records at that place over 4th of July weekend. We went up there earlier this year on Memorial Day weekend as well, and we saw how hard it is to play there when that place is packed. And boy, I don't expect anything different this weekend when they travel, but you got to focus on this series first. Get the series win against this Mud Monsters team, which has struggled.
We are nearing the 6:35 p.m. scheduled time start, and you're listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, the Home Team Network, and our 96.9 WYIR. I'm Lucas Macklin alongside my partner Riley Angel, and we can go ahead and get into the starting lineups for both squads, starting with the Mud Monsters. Leading it off, like he has all season, is the center fielder Braylon Skinner, batting second, and in left field, Kyle Booker, batting third and playing second base will be Travis Holt, batting fourth and DHing will be Victor Diaz, batting fifth and playing in right field will be Corel Paz, batting sixth and playing shortstop. First time we'll see him this year, Nilo Rijo. Batting seventh and playing first base will be Roberto Gonzalez. Batting eighth and catching will be Andrea Lantigua. And rounding out the Mud Monsters lineup, the third baseman, Caston Furr. Starting for Mississippi is Brian Williams. He enters with a 2.49 ERA in 7 starts. He's only had a couple of rough starts, but one of those did come against Evansville last time he was at Bossy Field.
And for him, it really was a struggle. Gave up 4 runs and 5 1/3 on 7 hits. Overall, not a bad start, but it did end up with an Evansville win of 10-1 that day. And his most recent start gave up 5 runs in 6 innings in Gateway, and that was 5 of the 6. Excuse me, that was his first start of the season. 5 of the 6 that were given up by this team against Gateway came from him. So he is hittable. He's been really good his last few times out, going 7 in each of his last 2 starts. But we'll see how he does here at historic Bossy Field.
In 5 of his starts, he has only given up 1 run or less, but the 2 starts, which both included losses, he gave up 4 runs against Evansville, and as you just mentioned, 5 runs against Gateway to start off his season. We'll see if Evansville can get to him tonight. Then it's time for the Evansville lineup. Started off once again by the third baseman, Dennis Pierce, batting second, and back in center field tonight, Graham Brown. Batting third and DHing will be David Mendham. Batting fourth and in right field, JT Benson. Batting fifth and playing first base, the hero of the weekend, LJ Jones. Batting sixth and playing shortstop will be Pavin Parks. Batting seventh and playing in left field will be Keenan Taylor. Batting eighth and catching, Logan Brown. And rounding out the lineup, the second baseman, J.J. Cruz. And you listen to that lineup, it's just stacked top to bottom for this Evansville squad.
It really is. And if J.J. Cruz is able to start hitting the way he did on Sunday, boy, watch out. I mean, he had such a good game, went 4 for 5, a solo shot in the 8th that really jolted this offense to getting back into it. 3 singles as well, 2 ribbies overall on his day. And then Pavin Parks, 2 bombs on Sunday as well. Man, this offense, when it's going good, it's hard to beat them.
And J.J. Cruz has found a power stroke. Didn't hit a home run until June 18th, but since then, he's at 4 home runs, including one last night. That was a no-doubter off the bat of J.J. Cruz. Starting tonight for your Evansville Otters is Anthony Patterson, the third, fresh off his quality start in Gateway, where he went 6 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 4 runs, only 2 of them being earned, 3 walks, only 2 strikeouts, pitched 98 pitches in that 5-4 loss. He did a great job keeping Evansville in that game, and really, if it weren't for really a couple of timely defensive mistakes, Evansville probably wins that game with Patterson getting the win.
And boy, did he really need that win against Gateway, coming off of that game against Washington, that big slugfest that we had here where he gave up 8 2 1/3. And hopefully he comes in here riding that momentum of that Gateway start just 6 days ago. And again, 2 earned runs, 7 hits over 6 1/3. Hopefully he comes in here and Patterson III is able to give this team a good start, especially the way they're feeling right now in the dugout bat-wise. If he gives them 6 solid innings, I see no reason why Evansville should lose this game tonight.
You mentioned his start against Washington, where he gave up 8 runs in 2 1/3 inning, and man, that was a game where it kind of had a similar feel to the game in Gateway. At about 3 innings into the game, he allows some runners on, a mistake at shortstop allows runners to score. Against Washington, that unraveled him, but here at Bossy, or in Gateway, I should say, he was able to rebound and settle himself back in, which was a great sign for the young pitcher. That was the Papa John's pregame show. Thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday evening. And now we'll hand you off to Zane Claudefelter for the starting lineups. And we'll head with the national anthem as we near first pitch.
Number 9, J.T. Benson. Batting fifth, the first baseman. Number 20, L.J. Jones. Batting sixth, the shortstop. Number 13, Nathan Parks. Batting seventh, the left fielder. Number 12, Keenan Taylor. Batting eighth and catching, number 28, Logan Brown. Batting ninth, the second baseman, number 17, J.J. Cruz. Pitching for the Evansville Otters, right-handed pitcher, number 7, Anthony Patterson III. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, would you please rise and remove your caps as we honor America's freedom, those who now protected, and pay tribute to those who have made the ultimate sacrifice with the singing of our national anthem, this evening performed by Rue Martin.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome into historic Bosse Field as Evansville, entering at 21-23, tries to take down the Mississippi Mud Monsters, who enter at 20-25. I'm Lucas Macklin, alongside my partner, Riley Angel. We're so happy that you've joined us on this Tuesday evening. And Anthony Patterson III on the mound, making his fourth start of the year. Logan Brown behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Granover Road, or call 812-475-9000. With Anthony Patterson III making his fourth start, he will be now the fourth most starts made by an Evansville Otter behind Braden Scott, Parker Brahms, and John Beamer. CJ Backer and Adrian Montilla have both also made 4 starts this season. And we mentioned this in the pregame show, fantastic outing for him against Gateway his last time out.
And when he's on, he's really good at locating his stuff. He's very good at picking his spots and pitching to a specific corner. His first time out against in his shortened start due to a bit of rain, he was doing so well at just getting it on the black, down and away corner, up and in, just painting every edge. And if he's able to do that again with the way his stuff moves and the way we've seen his stuff move in the past, then I think he'll be just fine.
He'll face this Mud Monsters lineup that is headed by Braylon Skinner. And man, he has been so good against Evansville this year. When he gets on base, almost impossible to stop him from stealing bags.
Yeah, it really is. And he's just your prototypical leadoff man. He leads this team in hits, 295 average, and you mentioned the steals, 26 on the year total for him. He's only been caught 5 times. So that volume and that percentage of being able to take that second base bag, boy, it's impressive. You have to keep him off the bases here this series. And, also 18 walks drawn, so it's not like he's scared of taking his walks either.
Braylon Skinner, the left-handed batter, gets ready to set up in the left-handed batter's box. Last time here in Bosse Field had 2 hits in each of the 3 games. Game 2 included a double and a triple. And he will face off against Patterson the third as he stands on the far right side of the rubber. Looks into his battery mate Logan Brown from the windup, and he sets the first pitch outside for a ball. And he'll start behind this first batter 1-0.
83 degrees, sunny, and tolerable.
Skinner, the first-year player here in the Frontier League, off his final season with Memphis. Next pitch, just misses outside, and Patterson III starts behind his first batter 2-0. Played a couple years at Mississippi State before transferring to Memphis, and his final season had a 364 OBP, stole 22 bags in 29 attempts. That pitch finds the zone. Patterson III in the count, make it 2-1. He has stolen 26 bags this year in 31 attempts. From the windup, the 2-1 to Skinner. Swinging strike, and evens the count up at 2-2 for Patterson III. His 4th start of the season, fresh off his 2025 season with Georgia Gwinnett, where he made 13 starts in 15 appearances and had a 2.52 ERA. 2-2 pitch, runs inside. Skinner had to leap to get out of the way of that one. Count's gonna run full.
He just tried to overthrow that one. 2 miles per hour jumped on it from the pitch previous and a little bit more spin rate. That's just one where he tries to overthrow it, pulled it a little bit.
Payoff pitch, runs outside for ball 4 and a leadoff runner for Patterson III, and one that is oh so tough to try to throw out.
And I have no doubt they're going to test Logan Brown early in this one. And when you have a guy like Braylon Skinner who steals as much as he does and as successfully as he does in this first inning, if you're able to turn a walk into a double, man, it's huge.
Next up is Kyle Booker. Throw over to first, not in time. He stands in the left-handed batter's box. He is second on the team in average at .292, just behind Skinner. First pitch in there for a strike. He jumps ahead 0-1. Booker only managed to go 1 for 12. In his last series. Next pitch, chopper towards first. Jones takes it in. Throw to second in time for 1. Parks back to first. That one in the dirt. Jones can't scoop it. It would have been a bang-bang play over at first either way, but they do get the lead runner. And there's 1 away here in this first inning.
And you're perfectly fine with that because you trade off guys over at first. And Kyle Booker, yes, he does steal. He has 15, but boy, 15 is not 26. And he is not the same threat as Skinner is over there at first. So to trade base runners over there and get the out still, man, that is A-OK.
Next up, Travis Holt stands in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch to him is a bender in there for a strike. Great front door breaker. He's at 0-1.
I really liked that back pick there from Logan Brown. Secondary lead there from Booker was real aggressive against Patterson III.
The former Butler Bulldog awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Patterson III. Another bender. That one runs too low, evens the count up at 1-1. Played with Schaumburg back in 2023, hit to a .246 average. Played with a couple of teams with the Pioneer League last year before joining Mississippi. 1-1 pitch, runs high. That fastball at 90 miles per hour. Count moves to 2-1. Played his first 4 seasons of college ball at High Point before transferring to Butler. Now the 2-1 pitch to Holt. Chopper towards third, but that one's going to go foul and even the count up at 2-2. Defense today for Evansville. more of a traditional viewing of what we've had this year. LJ Jones at first, JJ Cruz at second, Paven Parks at short, and Dennis Pierce at third base. And now time called. And we'll reset. In left field, Keenan Taylor. In right, JT Benson. And Graham Brown back in center field after initially getting last night off. Did pinch hit once in the ninth inning. Throw over to first, not in time. And keeping a close eye on Kyle Booker over there, as you mentioned earlier, has 15 stolen bags and 17 attempts. 2-2 count. Travis Holt, another throw over to first, not in time, and now he's used both his disengagements. See if Booker wants to take off on this 2-2 count for the Mississippi second baseman. He does, and he leaves early there. That's a chopper towards short. Parks will take it in. Only play is going to be to first, and he will make that throw over there. And that'll be good enough for out number 2, but Holt does move into scoring position.
And all that tells me right there from Holt getting that jump the way he did is Patterson III has to have a tell. There has to be a tell that Holt picked up on at first base to have the confidence. Yes, I know that it's only he only has one more disengagement, but for him to go before he even lifts his leg off the ground, there has to be something that he saw those first couple of times that he was confident in taking second base.
Now it's Victor Diaz, stands in the right-handed batter's box in his 31st game for Mississippi this year. First pitch, Bender runs too low, more of a changeup. He starts behind Diaz 1-0. His first season out of the Astros organization. Also played for the Phillies and the Dodgers organization. So that's a chopper towards third. That one's going to go foul. Count's going to even up at 1-1. Diaz this year, with a couple of home runs, has hit to a .262 batting average. And man, he just not a guy who walks a lot, only 5 walks in 110 plate appearances. He waits the 1-1 pitch from Patterson III. There's 2 away here in the top of the first inning. That pitch just a bit outside, and it's going to move the count to 2-1. Patterson III did a good job in his last outing getting weak contact. Didn't strike out a ton of batters, only had 2 strikeouts. Limited the walks, limited the hard hit balls. 2-1 pitch, Bender. That one misses as well. Just a bit outside. Now it's a 3-1 count. One positive this weekend, Otters want to face Zach Morris, who's dominated them. He was signed by the Rockies. Has pitched well with them. 3-1 pitch runs outside for ball 4, so another 2-out base runner. We'll leave 2 on for the lefty Correll Paz.
Batting fifth in right field, 22, Correll Paz.
Paz, the left-handed hitter, out in right field tonight. Enters with a .242 batting average. Was held in check, went 0 for 11 against the Otters here in their last series. First pitch, check to swing, didn't mean to on a pitch that fell out of the zone. And he's behind 0-1. We'll say in the first series against Evansville, had 2 hits in each of the first 2 games in Mississippi. 0-1 pitch, laced hard into right field, back on it is Benson. To the track, to the wall, and that one is gone, and Mississippi's going to jump out to an early 3-0 lead. On an off-speed pitch that was below the zone, but Paz went down and got it. .99 miles per hour off the bat, 378 feet out to right field. And Evansville's going to have to play from behind tonight.
We saw this the first time Mississippi came to town. Is they hit a lot of home runs here when everywhere else they play, they don't. They're dead last in the Frontier League in home runs. But something about this place they just absolutely adore.
Patterson III is going to have to work through this as he Pitches a first pitch strike to the shortstop Nilo Rijo. The first time the Evansville will see him this year is he was recently signed by Mississippi, only playing his 6th ball game with them. Next pitch, Bender just stays a bit low, evens count up at 1-1. Was initially signed by the Red Sox back in 2019, but after a year of playing with them, switched to independent ball. Another Bender. That one finds his own. Now he's behind 1-2. Play started this year with Kane County in the American Association. And now he's here with Mississippi. 1-2 pitch. Pulled the string, fouled it off, an overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Hit to a 148 batting average in 64 plate appearances. Next 1-2 from Patterson the third. Chopper, high chopper up the middle. Cruz going to take it on a bounce. The long throw in the dirt, not in time, and he'll beat that out for an infield single. Tough play for Cruz there, couldn't make it.
13, Roberto Gonzalez.
And this first inning is going to extend to the first baseman, Roberto Gonzalez. Rijo over at first. Does have 5 stolen bases already with Mississippi. Now he takes off. First pitch. Inside for a ball. Throw down a bit high, and he's in there safely. And now another runner in scoring position. Patterson the third got a couple of outs relatively quickly. Had a runner in second with 2 away, then a walk, a 3-run home run, and that infield single. Now a stolen bag, and another runner in scoring position. Still with 2 away here at the top of the first inning. The 1-0 pitch to Gonzalez. That one runs inside as well. Now he's behind Gonzalez 2-0.
He's just really having trouble finding the command with that fastball. He's going to have to work through it because the fastball is what sets up everything else he has. And if he's not able to control that, boy, he can get himself into some trouble.
2-0, that one is fouled off. 2-1 count now. Gonzalez, the 25-year-old. His first season here in the Frontier League. Played last year with Great Falls, Idaho Falls, and Lexington. Between those 3 teams. That pitch just catches the outside corner, evens it up at 2-2. Set to a .222 batting average this year. Does have a home run, 4 doubles. And now he'll call time. He tries to extend this 3-run first inning for Mississippi that came off the bat of Corel Paz. The 2-2 pitch. Pulled the string again, and he fouled that one off, and we'll do it again. Not the first time Evansville's had to fight back during this homestand. 2-2 runs outside. Now the count's going to be full. Went down 3-0 early against Florence. Eventually went down 7-3. Came back and won that game last night, or I should say 2 nights ago. That one chopped up the middle. Patterson third will knock it down and bring it in. Toss to first in time for out number 3, but not before Mississippi strikes on a 3-run home run off the bat of Corel Paz. Evansville's going to come to bat for the first time in this one here on the Otters Digital Network, Enter 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
The Otters going to fight from behind 3-0 against the Mississippi starter Brian Williams. Williams on the mound, Andrio Leontigua behind the plate. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So just like the game on Sunday, Evansville going to fight from behind after another early 3-0 deficit.
They've done it before. They've shown they can do it. I don't think this is something they're, as an offense, too worried about. At the end of the day, it's only 3 runs, and this offense scores usually a lot more than that. And if you can't score 3 runs, you're probably not winning the game anyway in this league. And now you just hope that Patterson III, the rest of his outing, kind of settles in a little bit and doesn't have the same control issues that he had there in that first inning his next few. And if he's able to do that and this offense gets to work, it shouldn't really be any issue.
The Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game, Dennis Pierce. Once again, he has led off multiple games this year with a leadoff home run. Tries to get Evansville started here in the bottom of the first inning. Enters with a .393 batting average. First pitch from the starter, Brian Williams. Fastball runs inside, and he'll start ahead 1-0. Now, this is the first time Dennis Pierce will face Mississippi, as he was signed just after that Mississippi series. The 1-0 pitch to Pierce in the dirt. Now it's a 2-0 count. Pierce has been oh so good for Evansville since he's been signed. The 2-0 pitch to Pierce. Runs high. Now it's a 3-0 count. Not a guy who walks a lot of people. Has a 2.3 walks per 9 rate so far this year. 3-0 does find the zone there. Just caught the inside part of the plate. And it will extend the at-bat to 3-1. From the stretch, the 3-1 pitch. That one just caught the zone as well. Now it's a full count. A couple of edge calls there. The home plate umpire, Matt Beaver. The payoff pitch to Dennis Pierce. That one's a liner towards short, but it's going to be brought in by the shortstop, Riho. And a loud out #1 for Evansville.
Good at bat, got quickly ahead in the count. I mean, just got to tip your cap to Williams there, making good pitches on the edges to get the calls and battle back into it. And at the end of the day, he made good contact, over 100 miles per hour off the bat. Just good catch over there and right to Riho at short.
Next is Graham Brown. He did face Williams back at earlier this season, and he awaits the first pitch. Bender gets ahead on a 0-1 breaker, or 0-0 breaker, count at 0-1. Graham Brown did hit a home run off of Brian Williams. Got the scoring started for Evansville in that game. 0-1 pitch, chopper towards short. Brought in by Riho. Throw over to first just in time for out #2. A couple of quick outs for Evansville. Now it's up to David Mendham to try to extend this first inning. Mendham steps in with that OBP back up at 500. Trying to keep this first inning alive. The Otters entering play tied for 4th in home runs in the Frontier League. First pitch takes for a strike. Starts ahead of Mindom 0-1. Just behind the Schaumburg Boomers, Florence Yalls, and Quebec Capitales. They're tied with Gateway and Three Rivers with 45 home runs. The 0-1 count to Mindom in the dirt evens it up at 1-1. So after getting behind Dennis Pierce 3-0, for the most part, has done a good job finding the zone consistently. Mindom awaiting the 1-1 pitch from Williams. That one runs inside. Count moves to 2-1. Mentioned that Matt Beaver behind the plate. Same crew that we had in Joliet and in Gateway. Obviously, those were a couple of interesting series as it equates to the umpires. Mindom in the left-handed batter's box awaiting the 2-1 pitch from Williams. That one's chopped foul. It's going to even it up at 2-2. Mindom on the year, 20 walks to 14 strikeouts for the DH in today's ball game. Count 2-2 to David Mindom. That pitch taken low for ball 3, and count's going to run full. Pretty heavy pull for the infield. The third baseman, Furr, almost playing where the shortstop would be playing, with Rijo essentially up the middle. The payoff pitch to Mindom. Inside for ball 4, so a 2-out walk's going to extend the inning with a Deerhead sidewalk, cafe, and bar to JT Benson.
Batting fourth, the right fielder, number 9, JT Benson.
Benson enters after a fantastic weekend of baseball. Had home runs in the first and second game. Trying to put up some 2-out runs here. First pitch to Benson. Swinging foul tip. That one's going to go off of the catcher Lantigua, and he's going to show instant signs of pain. And quickly the manager and trainer out to go look at him. Benson in his second year of pro ball after playing last year with Lake Country has been on fire, enters with a .310 batting average, a .425 OBP. Has gone up to 7 home runs on the season with his 2 over the weekend. And it looks like they're going to give the all good to the catcher Lantigua. Benson, who behind 0-1 after the 2-out walk to David Mindom. Benson played 3 years for the Cardinals in Louisville, his hometown. Now here with Evansville, the 0-1 pitch runs low, evens the count at 1-1. Saw last night, 2 quick outs for Evansville to start that inning, and a couple of 2-out base runners and the 3-run home run from Pavin Parks. See if they can do something similar here. 1-1 pitch to Benson. That one's chopped foul, and the count's going to move to 1-2. Williams on the mound, trying to vary up his pitch speed, or I should say the speed at which he comes to the plate. Looks into his catcher, now he's set from the stretch. 1-2 pitch. Tried to pull the string, left it a little bit too far up, but Benson just fouls it off, and we'll do it again. Benson in the month of June with 7 doubles and 4 home runs, leading to a .551 slugging percentage. 1-2 pitch. He goes down and fouls that one off, and we'll do it again. A great battle here from JT Benson. Benson with 5 hits over the weekend against Florence, a double and a couple of home runs. He also walked 5 times as well. The 1-2 pitch to the Otters' right fielder. Bender runs too low, evens count up at 2-2. So just like it was on Sunday, a couple of quick outs, and now after a full count walk to David Mendham, and Benson battling here. They are making Williams work for this first inning. 2-2 pitch to Benson. Another off-speed pitch that he fouls off. We'll do 2-2 again. He's gone to the off-speed pitch the last 2 times. See where he goes here. The count's still at 2-2 to JT Benson. He's set and delivers. That one is popped up into foul territory. Over it, on it is Gonzalez and the catcher, Lantigua. Gonzalez going to stick his glove out there and bring it in for out number 3. So the Otters make him work with those last 2 batters, but can't put any across. They will head to the second inning, still trailing by 3 here on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCasa.com.
So Anthony Patterson III back in here for his second inning of work. So he looks to try to settle back into this one after giving up that 3-run home run in the first. It was a second home run he's given up this year. Gave one up against Washington as well. But for the most part, even at the ballpark in Gateway with such short porch over and right, didn't give up a home run there. He'll face Lantigua. First pitch swinging. Starts ahead 0-1. Andrio Lantigua. Starts behind 0-1 to Patterson the third. Works quickly, the 0-1 pitch. Chopper towards third. Pearson taking it on a hop. Throw to first, going to be in time for a quick out number 1. So great start to this the second inning. Trying to get back into it. Next he'll face Caston Furr. Playing his 28th game for Mississippi this year, entering with a .370 on base percentage. Patterson the third will step onto the rubber. And from the windup will deliver the first pitch. In there for a strike. He starts ahead 0-1. Played his final season of college ball at Louisiana Tech, where he had a .409 on base percentage. Had 5 home runs, 2 triples, and 7 doubles. 0-1 runs too far outside and low and evens the count up at 1-1. Evansville coming in 2 games below 500. 1-1 pitch. Finds the zone. He's ahead of for 1-2. If they can manage their second sweep in a row, that would put them above 500 for the first time this season. Counts 1-2 to the Mud Monsters' third baseman. The bender doesn't fool Fur. Count's going to even up at 2-2. From the windup, 2-2 pitch, chopper foul, and we'll do it again. It was 32 pitches in that first inning for Anthony Patterson III. Can't even say he really made a mistake pitch. That was an off-speed pitch below the zone that Paz went and got. That put Mississippi up 3-0. 2-2 pitch, runs inside. Now the count runs full. So struggling to find the put-away pitch so far in this outing. Payoff pitch to Fur. Inside for ball 4. So had him down at 1-2, but couldn't find a way to get him out. Loses him. And now a 1-out base runner as we head back to the top of the lineup.
I mean, the miss today for him right now is the fastball to the arm side. That's where he's losing it. And he's got to be careful not to try and overcorrect, because that's when you start pulling the baseball, like we saw in the leadoff batter of the game, Braylon Skinner, where he almost hit him in the ankle. So he's got to adjust, but don't try and overcorrect.
First pitch, taken low for a ball, and he starts behind Skinner, 1-0. Skinner led off this game with a walk. Came around to score on the Paz home run. Actually, he was, stand corrected, he was actually put away on the fielder's choice. Now that one is launched into right field. Benson can only watch as that one leaves the yard as well. And now 2 home runs given up for Patterson III as Mississippi leads 5-0. So after the starters looked so good on the road, we've seen them struggle a little bit more here at Bosse Field.
Left fielder, 1, Kyle Booker.
Now he'll have to try to reset again. Is still with only 1 away in the second inning. And now down in a 5-0 hole, he'll face Kyle Booker. First pitch, fastball, just finds the zone and starts ahead 0-1.
Now, the good thing is with that off day yesterday, you would assume that Beamer's probably available for a few, Wiltsey as well. So if he gets into some more trouble, you have options.
0-1 in the dirt, evens it up at 1-1. Mississippi, 5 runs on 3 hits. They've taken full advantage. 2 of those hits have been home runs. 1 was an infield single. 1-1 in the zone. He's ahead of another batter, 1-2. Three walks for Anthony Patterson so far. The 1-2 pitch misses. Now it's a 2-2 count. Both of those all 3 of those walks, I should say, have come around to score. The 2-2 pitch to Kyle Booker. Bender runs too low. Now the count's going to run full. So once again, ahead of another batter, but just can't find a put-away pitch. The payoff pitch to Booker. In there for a strike 3 looking. First German-American bank strikeout of the game for Anthony Patterson III. Now with 2 away, it will move the inning to the second baseman, Travis Holt.
Second baseman for Travis Holt.
Holt's 0 for 1 on the day. grounded out his first time up. First pitch, Bender got him out in front, and he's ahead 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Holt. Another Bender, but that one stays too low, and the count evens up at 1-1. Holt trying to extend this second inning. Mississippi's already put up 5 runs. That one is launched into left center field. Brown on his way back to the track, to the Walt, off the top of the wall. Brown will take it in and throw it into second base, but not before Holt gets in there with the stand-up double. So some loud contact so far in this start. And now with a 2-out double, we'll extend the inning to the DH Victor Diaz, who walked and came around to score in the first inning. From the stretch, Patterson the third goes. First pitch, high fly ball into center field. Brown on his way back to the track, to the wall. He leaps, and that one is gone. So another home run, the third of the game already for Mississippi, and they lead 7-0.
I mean, that was just a BP fastball right down the middle of the plate there. 86, I know you wanted some movement off of it, but it didn't move at all. Right now, the fastball looks flat. The breaking stuff looks flat. He needs to make an adjustment right now to try and reset, but, man, just so much hard contact off of him right now, no matter what he does.
First pitch to Correll Paz is outside for ball 1, and Paz started off the scoring with Mississippi off the 3-run home run back in the first inning. 1-0 pitch, misses low. Now it's a 2-0 count. So it's back-to-back games. Evansville has started off giving up 7 runs in the first 2 innings. But they have not scored yet in this one. They trail 7-0. 2-0 is fouled up and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Counts 2-1 to Paz. Patterson delivers the 2-1 pitch. Runs low. Now it's a 3-1 count. Nilo Rijo awaits on deck. He singled back in the first inning. Sets and delivers a 3-1 pitch. Hit hard into right field. Benson's going to come in on it, and he will bring it in for out number 3. So finally out of the second inning. Gave up 2 more long balls, leading to 4 runs. And Evansville is going to come back to the plate now, trailing them by 7. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network, and 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Evansville back up to play, up to hit here in the bottom of the second inning. They now trail 7-0. The offense has a tall task in front of them as they try to battle back in this one.
Yeah, I mean, they just got to take it one batter at a time. And at this point, you know, you're down 7 in the bottom of the second. The mentality has to be, We have a lot of baseball to play, and we know that this team can score. And you hope the offense from this past weekend comes to play here today because, boy, you're going to need it here the way this Mississippi Mud Monsters team looks through the first 6 outs.
First one to face Brian Williams in this inning is L.J. Jones. He'll be followed by Paven Parks and Keenan Taylor. And boy, did those three have great series over the weekend. Jones steps into the right-handed batter's box. He'll wait the first pitch from Williams. In the dirt for a ball, and he'll start ahead 1-0. Mentioned L.J. Jones and Keenan Taylor with a 380 batting average in June, while L.J. Jones had a 368. Jones awaiting the 1-0 pitch. Checked his swing on a pitch up and in. Count moves to 2-0. Trying to stay hot after his heroic weekend where he had 2 walk-off hits against Florence. With a 2-0 count from Brian Williams. Hard chopper up the middle. Rijo will take it in on the run and throw to first in time for out number 1. Rijo is playing a very solid shortstop over there to start this one.
Number 13, Paven Parks.
Next up, Paven Parks has really started to come into form, had 2 home runs back on Sunday, has pushed his average up to 274, his OBP up to 384. His slash line about where it was at last year with Evansville. First pitch just catches the corner of the zone, supposedly. And he's behind 0-1. The 0-1 pitch from Williams. Swinging strike there, and now he's behind 0-2. That fastball coming in around 91 miles per hour. Paven will have to fight from behind here. Down 0-2 with 1 away already in this second inning, where Evansville trails 7-0. 0-2 pitch fouled back, and we'll do it again. Mentioned that Brian Williams on the mound has just been so good this season. He's had 5 starts where he's given up 1 or fewer runs. Outside of a couple of blow-up starts, he's been really good, but Evansville was one of those teams that got to him. 0-2 pitch runs outside and high. Count moves to 1-2. The game against Evansville, the only outing of the season where he didn't go at least 6 innings. Only went 5 1/3. He's got a 1-2 count on Paven Parks. Sets and delivers. That one runs way high, and it's going to even the count up at 2-2. So we've seen Evansville, when they get down to 2 strikes, do well to battle against Williams. Haven't really given him too many free outs. The 2-2 pitch from Williams. That one runs low. Parks checked his swing. Count's going to run full now. So we've seen this now, like I said, with Mendham, who drew a walk. Then J.T. Benson worked a long at bat. Now Paven's working a long at bat after going down 0-2. There's the payoff pitch to Parks. Lined hard into center field. Back on it is Skinner. He's going to dive for it. It's going to get by him all the way to the wall. Parks hustling into second base. And a 1-out Deerhead. Double-decker double. And the Otters finally in the hit column. And hopefully they can try to start taking advantage of that.
And I have no idea how he got down to that baseball. That was at the shins, below the knees on the fast one. But, man, he hit it, and he hit it hard, 100 miles per hour off the bat. And he's lucky Skinner wasn't able to run that down with his speed, but just out of his reach in the right center gap. And now we'll see if this team can continue its hot hitting over the past month and transition into July and get on the board here in the second.
Next up, Keenan Taylor, batting in the 7-hole tonight. First pitch swinging, slow chopper towards third. Brought in by Furr. Make throw to first in time for out number 2. First pitch ground out. And now it will be up to Logan Brown to try to extend this inning and try to get that runner in from second.
Number 28, Logan Brown.
Brown, the catcher tonight after getting Sunday off, enters with a .241 batting average. He's hit well in these kind of spots with 15 RBIs on the season. Williams holding, now delivers. First pitch in there for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Middle fastball. We've seen Logan Brown swing first pitch a ton. Uncommon for him to, especially to take a pitch like that. Counts 0-1 to the Otters catcher. First a check of Pavin Parks, nothing doing, of course. The shadows starting to creep into the outfield. For the most part, overtaking the infield. There's a little bit of sunlight coming through the separation between the ceiling and the fence. That's a chopper towards second. It's going to be knocked down by the first baseman, Gonzalez, and Logan Brown's going to get to first, but a quick throw in does keep Pavin Parks at third. And so the inning's going to extend to J.J. Cruz. In fact, Gonzalez was going to let that go because the second baseman, Travis Holt, had a pretty good read on it, but instead it goes off Gonzalez's glove, and there was going to be no play. Didn't get too far into the outfield, so Parks held at third. Now the inning extends to J.J. Cruz. Mentioned this quite a bit, but Cruz found a power stroke in the month of June. First pitch just catches the bottom part of the zone. He starts behind 0-1. His home run last night, or on Sunday night, was a no-doubt shot. That pitch misses, same spot. Count evens up at 1-1. Williams has been fantastic at hitting his spots. Trying to get out of this third inning unharmed. Second inning unharmed. 1-1 pitch. Pulled the string. No, it was a fastball. Swung through on that one. Count moves to 1-2. A lot of downward movement on that pitch. Counts 1-2 to J.J. Cruz, entering with a .258 batting average. 1-2 pitch. Changeup stays high. Count evens up at 2-2. Mentioned this earlier. His first home run came on June 18th. And in the final half of the month, hit 4 home runs. Now with a 2-2 count. Williams set and delivers. Hard hit in the right field. That one's hooking, and it's just going to land foul. And we'll do 2-2 again. Cruz is ready for the fastball. Just a little bit too far out in front of it. The Otters here in the bottom of the second inning threatening, but they trail 7-0. Going to need to try to cut into this lead as quickly as possible. Williams looks into his catcher. Now he agrees and comes set. And delivers the next 2-2 pitch to J.J. Cruz. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string on him, got him out in front. And the 2-out threat doesn't come through for Evansville. They still trail 7-0 as we head to the third on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Anthony Patterson III out there for his third inning of work, trying to go out there and give a little bit more length, but the first couple of innings, he's given up a lot of loud contact, including 3 home runs.
And you just hope he figures it out, because you're right. All the contact he's given up has been hard, despite the one infield single he gave up to Rijo in the first inning. But, man, it seems like every time that Mississippi's putting the ball in play, it's loud off the bat. You hope whatever he's dealing with out there, he figured it out during that last half inning, and he's able to come out here and produce a bit of a better inning. And they're going to ride with him no one up in the Otters bullpen right now. So they obviously see something in him, and they trust him to hopefully give some length at the series opener. Don't want to dig too deep into their bullpen with a full week of games ahead. But, man, you just hope that now, right now, he can figure it out and settle in.
And on the other end, the starter Brian Williams has shut out Evansville. Evansville did get runners on the corners with 2 away in the last inning, but couldn't put anything up. And now the first one to face Patterson III is Nilo Rijo. First pitch in there for a strike. And Patterson III's ahead 0-1. Rijo did single in the first inning. It was an infield single. Now is awaiting the 0-1 pitch from Patterson III. Bender stays too low, evens count up at 1-1. Mentioned that Rijo recently signed by Mississippi, the 26-year-old out of the Dominican Republic. In his 6th game there, another Bender that just doesn't have his release point for that one and goes way outside. Count moves to 2-1. He's batting at .250 to start his Mississippi Mud Monsters career. A .524 OBP. Swinging strike on that one. Count evens up at 2-2. In just 5 games, 7 walks. Also has a couple of home runs. He's got a 2-2 count at the plate now. So he awaits the 2-2 pitch. Fastball runs low, and now the count runs full. Rijo steps back into the right-handed batter's box with the count full. Patterson III trying to get the first out of the inning. Payoff pitch. Pulled the string, got him swinging for a German American Bank strikeout. His 2nd of the game. And with 1 away, the inning leads to Roberto Gonzalez.
Roberto Gonzalez.
Gonzalez stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Grounded out back to the pitcher to end the first inning. First pitch pulled outside, and Gonzalez starts ahead 1-0. One pitch to Gonzalez. Hard liner into left field. In on it is Taylor. It's going to drop in front of him in a 1-out base knock. Mississippi's got another base runner on. It's going to lead to Caston Furr. So he steps into the right-handed batter's box.
Catcher 20, Andrea
Oh, I stand
Lantigua.
corrected. It's the catcher, Andrea Lantigua. He led off the second inning with a ground out. Comes in batting below 100. First pitch, Bender finds the zone and he's ahead 0-1. Antigua in his 19th game for Mississippi this year. Chopper towards short. Parks will take it in. He will toss a second for one, and there's not going to be play at first as he had to readjust. Didn't get a great grip on the ball. They do get the lead runner,
Third baseman,
and with
18,
two away, now it
Gaston
extends
Furr.
the inning to Caston Furr. Furr walked and eventually came around to score in the first inning, or in the second inning, in his first at-bat. Walks a ton. Already now 17 in 28 games. First pitch, Bender runs low and starts behind for 1-0. Runner at first is Lantigua. Not a traditional stolen base threat. Furr, the 1-0 pitch. Stays high. And now Furr has a 2-0 count. Patterson the third looks in, now comes set. Delivers a 2-0 pitch. That one way outside. Now it's a 3-0 count. Patterson the third trying to get out of this third inning scoreless. Get his first scoreless inning of the game. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. And he gets back in the count at 3-1. That one may have been a bit low. Looks like he's got a bit of a little bit lower of a zone, I guess is the best way to put it. Counts now 3-1 to Caston Furr. 3-1 pitch. That one does find the zone, and the count runs full. And now the runner at first, Lantigua, will get a jump start on this next pitch. From the stretch, the payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4. Furr will walk for the second time. Now has 18 walks to 19 hits on the season. Almost the same amount of hits as walks.
In center field 5, Braylon Skinner.
And now 2 away, it will extend the inning to Braylon Skinner. He is 1 for 1 with that 2-run home run just an inning ago. First pitch in there for a strike. He starts ahead 0-1. Next pitch, did he go? He did not. Says the third base umpire, Jacob Cackett, who's over behind the pitcher. So the count evens up at 1-1. Patterson the third looks back, now delivers. That one is a soft looper into left field. Taylor coming in on it, diving. He's not going to get it. It's going to get past him. One run's going to come in to score. They're going to send the second runner in. Skinner is going to round second and stay there. And a 2-out double scores 2, and now Mississippi up 9-0 just in the top of the third inning.
Left fielder.
I mean, you respect the effort there from Keenan Taylor, but you just got to let that one drop in front of you and take your medicine there. Then you would still have runners on first and third, and 2 wouldn't have come in to score. It would still be 8-0. And 1 run in a game like this, it feels like a lot because it's so hard to come back.
First pitch swinging for the left fielder, Kyle Booker. They'll be behind 0-1. That last one was not hit all that hard, just found the open grass. And now Evans looking to fight from behind even further. Now that's a slop Slow chopper. Pierce will try to take it in. He's going to bobble it. Now he's going to try to run down Skinner, who's going to get to third base. And everybody is safe as this inning will continue for Mississippi.
Second baseman for Travis Holt.
Pierce took the high chopper, just couldn't get a good enough grip on it. Skinner was able to get to third base. With runners in the corners and 2 away, it extends the inning to Travis Holt. First pitch in there for a strike. Starts ahead with 0-1. That one will go down as a hit. So now the 0-1 pitch from Patterson the third in the dirt past Logan Brown. Another runner's going to come in to score. Now make it 10-0 Mississippi. Booker also advanced to second base, and now Brown's going to go out there and talk with Patterson the third. Just struggling to find the final out in these innings is Patterson the third. Ten runs on 8 hits for Mississippi. Now the count's 1-1 to Holt. Sets and delivers. Chopper towards second. Parks will take it in. He'll make the throw over to first. That one is going to be in time to end the third inning, but Mississippi puts up 3 more runs, and they are leading Evansville 10-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning here on the Otters Digital Network, the home team network, in 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Top of the lineup for Evansville here in this bottom of the third inning, and now the work has gotten even tougher as Mississippi leads 10-0 in the bottom of the third inning, and Brian Williams out there has looked really good first time through the lineup.
He has. You just hope this Otters team made some adjustments, and it doesn't put a ton of spin on the baseball, which is unusual nowadays. He has a slider that can get up there, but everything else he throws is pretty low spin. But we'll see what the Otters do this second time around. Obviously, they need to do something and do it pretty quickly if they want to get back into this one anytime soon, given the score. It's 10-0 in the third. You just hope that they're able to do it.
So the Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game, Dennis Pierce, will step to the plate. We've seen Evansville's offense explode before, but it's going to be, they're going to need a huge explosion to come back in this one. Pierce awaiting the first pitch from Williams, who gets set in the stretch. First pitch to Pierce. Misses outside for a ball. Maybe a bit low. Counts at 1-0. In good news, at least, Gateway currently beating Washington 5-3 in the fourth inning. 1-0 to Pierce. That one just catches the corner of the zone, evens the count up at 1-1. I suppose in bad news, Lake Erie beating Joliet 3-0 in the seventh. Man, Joliet struggling to find wins all of a sudden. 1-1 pitch to Pierce. Chopper foul. McCauley down at third base had to do a little dance to get out of the way, and now the count moves to 1-2. The Otters down by 10 early in this ball game. Count 1 and 2 to Pierce. Just throws his bat out there, is able to foul it off, and will do it again. Pierce has led off in 11 of his 13 games. I guess should say now 12 in his 14 games for Evansville. The 1-2 pitch to Pierce. Bender bends too far outside, evens up at 2-2. We've talked about this before, not a traditional leadoff hitter. A lot more power in the leadoff spot, more akin to a Matt Carpenter-esque player. Not to say he doesn't have any speed. He definitely has some speed to him, but not as fast as some of the other guys on this squad. The 2-2. He gets on that one, fouls it up and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And the way Williams has pitched all year, it was already going to be tough to get to him at all, but it's going to be a tall task to put up any significant amount of runs. Nonetheless, 10. Pierce with a 2-2 count. Williams is set and delivers. Pulled the string, got him swinging, and that is a quick out number 1 for Evansville in this third inning.
Center fielder, number 24, Graham Brown.
And with 1 away, Brown will step into the right-handed batter's box. Swung at the first pitch and grounded out his first time up. Williams delivers. First pitch, hard towards second. Holt will take it in, make the toss to first in time for out number 2. That one hit well, but unfortunately right to the second baseman. And now David Mendham, for the second time in this game, come up with 2 outs and no one on. Mendham drew his 21st walk in his first time up. Playing his 21st game for Evansville this year. Dealt with an injury for a little bit during the month of June and late May. He waits first pitch from Williams. Misses low, and the count in Mendham's favor at 1-0. The 25-year-old out of Ontario, Canada, with 1 walk per game, entering with a 500 OBP, just does so well at getting on base. Always is a tough out. 1-0 pitch inside, almost got him. Count's going to move to 2-0. Is DHing today for Evansville. Plays mostly first, but also played some third base. A couple of games over there. Now awaiting a 2-0 count with 2 away here in the bottom of the third inning. Swings through that one. Williams back in the count at 2-1. We have seen Mendham have some pop this year. Enters with a home run and 3 doubles. The 2-1 pitch to Mendham. Just catches the corner. Counts even at 2-2 now to Mendham. Last year with Evansville did exactly this, just did it well to get on base, walked a ton, didn't strike out a lot. He's got a 2-2 count from Williams, who sets and delivers. He fouls that one back and will do it again.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it.
Mentioned that the infield playing a heavy shift, the outfield playing straight up, because a lot of time when he does put it into the air and has some power on it, it actually goes opposite field. I've seen him go left center gap quite a bit this year, including with his home run. A double in Gateway went to left center. Another double here earlier in the season went to left center. The 2-2 pitch to Mendham. Fouls that one off. Just barely made contact and went in and out of the glove of Lantigua, and we'll do 2-2 again. Played his final 2 collegiate seasons at Oklahoma State. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off. Continues to battle. Not making life any easy for Brian Williams. That was pitch 56 for Williams in this game. So he's had some long at-bats, some longer innings, but still has only allowed 1 hit and has Evansville scoreless right now. The next 2-2 to David Mendham. Fouls that one off and will do it again. What a battle here from Mendham. That was pitch number 8 in this at-bat. Forcing Williams to work on the mound. Williams trying to find a way to get Mendham out. The 2-2 pitch got him swinging for a strikeout. So the 9-pitch at-bat goes the way of Williams. He's through 3 scoreless. Evansville trailing by 10 here on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Anthony Patterson III back out on the mound here in this top half of the fourth. 10-0 Mississippi. As we are just about to get ready for the sitting, I'm Riley Angel alongside my partner Lucas Macklin. Thank you for joining us here tonight on this Tuesday evening. Patterson III working through some troubles, to say the least, in those first 3 innings. Again, the score 10-0 Mississippi. It's the first pitch now to Victor Diaz. Is swung on and tapped at the plate, foul, 0-1. Mississippi, who entering today, dead last in the Frontier League in homers. 3 homers today, 2 doubles. So the slugging not an issue here at Bosse Field. As the windup and the pitch is swung on and grounded through the hole past the reaching glove of the third baseman Dennis Pierce for a leadoff single.
At this point in this game, you're down 10-0, and you've got their ace on the other end. Obviously, you don't want to ever punt away a game, especially this early, but at this point, you kind of just want to at least save your bullpen as much as possible.
Here's Correll Paz. 1 for 2 with a homer. Fouls that one off, 0-1.
Because as you mentioned, game 1 of 6 games this week. You never want to burn your bullpen, especially whenever Again, you're down 10-0.
Out of the stretch is Patterson the third. The pitch outside. Count evened at 1-1. And that's been the miss today for Patterson, is the arm side miss. Very small lead at first for Diaz is 1-1 incoming. Swung on and missed on the back foot slider. It's 1-2. Well, it's a beautiful night for baseball to cheer you up a little bit. Mid-80s, sunny. A little bit of a breeze. Very comfortable here at Bossy Field tonight. And we expect a gorgeous next 3 days as well to finish off this homestand. Patterson the third agrees with Brown and the 1-2. Up and away, 2-2. Again, the arm side miss for Patterson the third. That one way up and away, not competitive on the fastball. 2-2. Swung on, popped high, but foul and overhead. That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. There is some stretching going on in the bullpen, but still nobody up and throwing for Evansville. The 2-2. Swung on, popped up again, and again it's foul. So the count stays. 10-0, top four, Mississippi in front. Patterson the third on the mound, the righty with the 2-2. Swung on and missed on the slider. Strikeout for Patterson the third, a German-American bank strikeout, his third.
Shortstop, 2, Nilo Rijo.
Brings up Nilo Rijo. Shortstop for this Mud Monsters team. He just joined them as the pitch. Bins in there for a strike, 0-1. In limited action, an OPS over 1,000. A 2-run homer and 7 walks for him. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to third. Fielded by Pierce to second for 1. Toss over is on the ground and scooped by Jones, but not in time. So it's just going to be a fielder's choice. Another fielder's choice on the night.
First baseman 13,
And it extends the inning for Roberto Gonzalez, who has a hit.
And at this point in this game, if you can just work a fast and clean scoreless inning to set yourself up, even if this does end up being his last inning, to set yourself in the right direction for your next outing, be huge here for Patterson the third.
Gonzalez 1 for 2. Just a single. First pitch he sees is inside out, up the middle for a base hit. So another 2-out knock extends the frame. And again, he gets the 2 outs and just can't quite seem to finish off the inning. And now, once again, he's in some trouble. First and second, 2 away. Top of the fourth, 10-0 Mud Monsters. They've scored 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third. Not done yet here in the fourth. Andrea Lantigua swung on, blasted down the left field line, but twisting foul. It's 0-1. Lantigua 0 for 2. He did score after reaching on a fielder's choice an inning ago in the third. The right-handed hitter awaits the 0-1 from Patterson the third, who sets and fires. Swung on and missed, 0-2. Fastball high in the zone there to Lantigua, and that's where Patterson finds success. But again, the fastball has just been so all over the place through his first 3 2/3. The pitch. Up and in, 92 on the fastball. It's 1-2. Now some throwing occurring in the bullpen for Evansville, as Patterson steps on the rubber and Tyler Martin continues to warm. The 1-2. Called strike, 3 at the knees. So Patterson the third works out of it, his 4th German-American bank strikeout. We go to the bottom half, 10-0 Mud Monsters on 96.9 WYR and the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Bottom of the fourth due up, 10-0 Mississippi through 3.5. It'll be Benson, Jones, and Parks, the 3 due up. Brian Williams still on the mound for Mississippi, who has looked good through his first 3 innings. He has struck out 3, given up a hit and a walk, but that's really been the only damage done against him. He has allowed another base runner via an error, but that's about it. So he's been strong, and that's what this Mississippi Mud Monsters team has come to expect from Brian Williams, who has certainly been their ace this season. Again, the Otters bullpen finally active. Tyler Martin up and getting loose on their side after 4 innings from Anthony Patterson III. You would imagine that the fourth would be his final inning after he got a scoreless frame against this Mud Monsters team for the first time. But again, we'll see as the 5th inning yet to come. And obviously, 10-0, such a tall task to deal with, but this Evansville offense has shown that they can do it. They've done it at times, but again, just so demoralizing.
Right fielder, number 9, J.T. Benson.
Here is Benson, popped out to the first baseman Gonzalez near the first base dugout. Back in the first. Benson, right-handed hitter. Waits the pitch from the right-handed thrower in Williams. Here it is. Swung on and missed out in front. It's 0-1. Williams standing on the far third base side of the slab. Sets with his hands belt high. Works exclusively out of the stretch. The 0-1. Up and in, missed on the fastball, 1-1. Benson all year has been so solid for this team defensively and offensively as the 1-1 pitch comes in. Swung on, bounced foul, it's 1-2. Expect nothing different from him as with the All-Star game quickly approaching, you start to wonder which Evansville Otters will get the nod to go to Tri-City this year. Williams once again is ready in the 1-2 pitch to JT Benson. Is swung on, blasted down the left field line. Ranging to it is Booker. He can't get it as it one-hops the wall. Benson hustling his way into second. He's going to get there standing. A leadoff Deerhead double-decker double.
That's a good way to start. Again, it's not even really about winning the game because you're down by 10. You just got to keep taking it at bat by at bat and try to jumpstart this offense. And if you keep doing that, keep taking good at bats like they have been taking for the most part in this game, you never know what might happen.
Here's L.J. Jones. First pitch that Jones sees after a couple quick looks at Benson. Here it is. Fouled right back, 0-1. Second double of the night, second hit of the night also for Evansville. But here with a leadoff base runner in scoring position, you would really like to get this one in. Given the score and where we're at in the ball game, the bottom of the fourth, in the middle innings now. The 0-1. Catches the outside corner, I guess. 0-2. Jones resets outside the right-handed batter's box. A deep breath, readjusts the helmet, and stands in. Quick tap of the plate. And now is ready, so is Williams. Hands just above the belt now. The 0-2. As he steps off and looks towards Benson, who's getting a pretty nice lead out there with no one holding him. First disengagement for Williams. Benson has stolen a good few bags, 9 stolen bases this season, but you wouldn't expect him to take third here in this situation. The pitch. Swung on, popped high in the air on the infield, playable. Under it, the first baseman Gonzalez, who makes the catch just barely in foul territory on the first base side, and there's one gone. So now Pavin Parks. He is the other double that Evansville has clocked in tonight. That was 2 innings ago in the second. He has just been steadily climbing over the past 3 or so weeks. Been so good and consistent now for Evansville. The pitch. Outside 1-0. Which is what they envisioned from him when he returned after last year's performance in limited action with the squad. But he's turned it all around here the past couple of weeks. The 1-0 from Williams. Taken down the middle, it's 1-1. Parks has played a myriad of positions this year. He's played second, short, third. He's also pitched. 10-0 Mississippi, bottom of the fourth. 1-1 pitch. Bender taken on the top shelf, 1-2. Evansville currently sits 4.5 games back of first, just a game back of second, which is where they'd really like to be. 1-2. Down and in the dirt. Make that 2-2. Especially if you can catch Lake Erie by the All-Star break and really make it a fight for the wild card, especially with Joliet stumbling as they have been. Count 2-2 now as Williams continues to look in and now finally sets. And the pitch. Down and in near the back foot for ball 3. Count is full.
Just another good at-bat from Pavin Parks. We mentioned it, even though the average and it wasn't where you wanted it to be a little bit earlier. He started taking some really good at-bats. He started turning that around, hitting the ball much harder, as you mentioned, the last couple of weeks. And it really started by being able to have those fantastic at-bats at the plate.
Here's the payoff from Williams to Parks. Swung on, foul tipped right back into the mitt for strike 3. So Williams collects his 4th strikeout of the night. And it brings up Keenan Taylor, who led this team in hits in the month of June. Taylor 0 for 1, grounded out to the third baseman Furr his first time. Williams really paying a lot of mind to Benson over at second. The pitch. Down and away for a ball. Nice back pick by Lantigua to keep it in front of him. It's 1-0. And it's interesting that Williams is paying that much attention to the runner at second, given the situation with the score at 10-0 Mississippi here in the bottom of the fourth. To expect him to really just Focus on the batters, attack these guys. The 1-0. Called a strike at the letters. It's 1-1. So a ball, a strike, 2 outs. Here in the 4th, Evansville looking to drive in that run. The pitch. Swung on, popped in the air, first base side. Hustling is Gonzalez. Nearing the track, nearing the wall, and it's up and out of play for strike number 2, 1-2. Otters would really like to get that runner, which began this inning at second base after the leadoff double from Benson, into score. Just get one on the board, gain a little bit of momentum back after throwing your first scoreless inning in the top half of this frame. Again, Tyler Martin up and ready in the bullpen now, it seems. As the 1-2 pitch from Williams. Checked his swing. Did he go around? He did not. Ball did get away from Lantigua, so Benson reaches third base on the wild pitch. Count now 2-2 to the Otters left fielder, Keenan Taylor. So 90 feet away, a little easier to score that runner. Still probably going to need a base hit unless Williams throws another one to the backstop. Count even at 2. Deuces a tad wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Williams sets and again out of the stretch. Taps his front foot. Now kicks and fires. Swung on, banged foul through the third base coaching box, 2-2. Again, these Otters batters putting together competitive at-bats here against Williams, just not able to finish with the result they've wanted. That's obvious in the score. Two now. Here it comes. Swung on, popped high in the air, soft into left center field. Hustling in on Skinner, but it's the shortstop Rijo who, on the underhand basket catch, dropped it, and a run comes around to score for Evansville, their first of the night.
Good break there for Evansville to get a run on the board. Tough break for the pitcher, obviously, out there in Williams. Going to give up his first run. I would assume it'd be called an error. I'm not sure. Assume they'll score it that way, which in that case would be unearned. And it is an error on the shortstop.
Logan Brown puts the first pitch he sees into the air. Left center field caught by Booker for out number 3. So the Otters get one back, now 10-1 as they score 1 here in the 4th. We go to the 5th here 96.9 WYR on the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
It's time for the Buffalo Wild Wings 5th inning. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. Tyler Martin, the new pitcher, in for Evansville, and Anthony Patterson, the third, exits, going 4 innings, giving up 10 runs, 3 homers in this start. We'll see how Tyler Martin fares here against this red-hot Mississippi Mud Monsters team.
Yeah, and Martin entering here in this ball game. His second appearance, made one appearance in Gateway back on the 24th, and he just couldn't really find the zone. Struggled with command in that outing. Only went a third of an inning before he ended up being pulled. Guy with a ton of strikeout stuff, and almost double the amount of strikeouts he has as he does innings. But in his final season with Georgia Gwinnett this year, he upped his walk total from 9 to 21, so started to struggle to find the zone. But if he can lock back in and find the zone at a much higher rate, he does have a ton of strikeout stuff and can be really good for Evansville.
Bases cast and fur to begin this 5th inning. The pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. Martin on the mound. Logan Brown behind the plate. Pitcher catcher battery sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. 1-0 is in there on the back door for a strike, 1-1. Just getting started here in the top of the 5th. 10-1 Mississippi in front of Evansville. 1-1 offering. Swung on, high, chop up the middle, fielded by Parks, throw across his body to first in time for the first out.
Much better start here for Martin in this outing. He really struggled locating the fastball in Gateway, but here he was able to place it where he wanted, at least find the zone, and get the ground out there.
Center fielder 5, Braylon Skinner.
Now Braylon Skinner, boy, he's been a pest against Evansville this year. So far today is 2 for 2, a walk, a 2-run homer, a 2-run double. The leadoff man awaits the first pitch from Martin and takes it down and away for a ball, 1-0. Martin, deep breath, fires. Inside and missed again. That one at 92, but 2 balls, no strikes. Skinner, just such a good player in general. Perfect for the leadoff spot. But he's found the slug here today, the 2-0. Swung on and missed, 2-1. I mean, any single he can turn into a double pretty quickly. But he's yet to hit one of those. He actually has a double. And then that homer. 2-1 pitch. Called a strike on the up and away corner, 2-2. So Martin attacking the zone here against the first 2. Count even at 2. Here it is from the Otters right-hander. Checked his swing. Did he go around? He did not, and the ball gets away briefly. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes. For Mississippi, a wild first 3 innings. They've hit 3 homers tonight. As the 3-2, way outside and away, make that a walk. So a 1-out walk to Braylon Skinner. His second walk of the night. Brings up Kyle Booker. Now we'll see if Skinner tries to take off. Booker with a hit. He's 1 for 3. And the first pitch he sees is swung on in a laser to Parks. Snared on a hop. Throw to first. In time for the double play. Pavin Parks catching the hard liner. Throw back to first. Got Braylon Skinner sleeping. We end the 5th. We go to the bottom half, 10-1. Mississippi in front here, 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND
Fans, it's time once again for the Buffalo Wild Wings fifth inning. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details.
Second baseman, number 17, J.J. Cruz.
J.J. Cruz to bat. It'll be 9-1 and 2. Cruz, Pearson, then Graham Brown, the three due up. Another scoreless frame for Evansville pitching there in the top of the fifth. See if this Evansville team can put some runs on the board here against Williams. As the first pitch that Cruz sees is high and tight for a ball, 1-0. Evansville scored thanks to an error by the Mississippi shortstop Nilo Rijo. As the 1-0 now from Williams is swung on, blasted to right field, but well fouled. Boy, he got a hold of that one just out in front of the fastball. Count 1-1. JJ, left-handed hitter. Infield straight up, same with the outfield. 1-1. Down and in, bounced it. Make that 2 balls, 1 strike. Cruz, as mentioned earlier, has been really good the past week or so, especially in this homestand and on Sunday, the 2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2. On Sunday, went 4 for 5 with a homer and an RBI single. Count even at 2 apiece to him as Williams, with hands just above the belt, sets out of the stretch. He kicks and he fires. Swung on, popped in the air, foul territory, third base side and overhead. Overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best and never regret it. So count evened still. That's the pitch to the 9-hole hitter. Is swung on and sliced the opposite way, twisting and foul out of play. So we do it again as Cruz continues to battle. Halfway through this one, 10-1, Evansville trails it to Mississippi. Two. Swung on and missed out in front of the changeup. Strikeout for Williams, make that his 5th.
Yeah, Williams has done a great job at disguising that off-speed pitch because these Evansville batters have been so far in front with the off-speed stuff all day.
Now Dennis Pierce. Pierce, the leadoff batter in this one. The pitch catches the zone on the upper half. 0-1. He lined out hard to short his first time, then struck out in the 3rd inning. So 0 for 2. 0-1 the count. Here's the offering. Swung on and missed on a pitch in the dirt. Make that 0-2.
Just saw this after Eli Majic did really well. Got released.
Huh.
He did really well after the first inning, I should say.
Well, new pitcher on the market here in the Frontier League. Williams takes his time getting the signs here with the pitch clock off. Now sets. 0-2. Swung on, soft liner to short. on one hop picked by Rijo. Throw to first is going to be in time for the second out. Around the Frontier League as we take a look at the scores. Florence over top of Schaumburg, 5-3. That's a surprise. Tri-City over Quebec, 7-3 in the top of the ninth. Gateway over Washington still 9-6. Lake Erie over Joliet, 4-0 in the ninth inning there. Ottawa and Brockton were tied at 4 before being delayed due to rain. As the first pitch now to Graham Brown. Swung on and missed, 0-1. New bat for Graham Brown, an orange bat for him here. Pretty distinctive, only orange bat on the team, as you would guess. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed, way out in front, another breaking ball. So 0-2 now. Williams really doing a good job mixing up the attack here this third time through the order. And quickly ahead of Graham Brown, 0-2. 2 away, bottom 5, 9-run lead for Mississippi, 10-1. Tough night for Evansville. The pitch. Swung on, grounded down the third base line, but just foul, wide of the bag. Count stays at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Williams delivers. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Williams with his 6th punch out of the night here in the 5th inning. He's dealing through 5. We now go to the 6th. It is 10-1. Evansville trails on 96.9 WYIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Here for the 6th inning, Tyler Martin still on the mound here for Evansville after a scoreless 5th frame he tossed. We'll see how he does here against the middle of this Mississippi lineup. The score 10-1, Mississippi in front here in the top half of the 6th inning. I'm Riley Angel alongside Lucas Macklin. It's been a game that was really defined by the first 3 innings, where Mississippi was able to jump out in front. I think jump is too soft of a word to use. Jump out in front 10-0 in those first 3 innings before Evansville scored in their half of the 5th frame. Excuse me, in their half of the 4th frame. So that's how we're at 10-1. Martin here faces Travis Holt. And the pitch inside 1-0.
It's a big opportunity here for Martin. As I mentioned, first outing didn't go his way, but was able to work a clean 5th inning, and now he's out here in the 6th. Like I said, if he can work a clean couple innings, it's a good sign for him.
1-0 now. That one catches the outside corner for a strike at 1-1. Martin liking to work quickly here so far. Sounds fine to me. Sun's beginning to set the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, popped him up, second base side. Over and under it, J.J. Cruz in shallow right makes the catch, 1 away.
And one thing about his college stats there in his final season, he had a 3.6 ERA heading into his final 3 appearances, and that's really whenever he started to lose a lot of that control. So hopefully after that break, after the game in Gateway, he's kind of reset himself and showed a lot better command tonight.
Victor Diaz swings and misses on the first offering. It's 0-1.
Because as I mentioned, he's proven to have a ton of great strikeout stuff.
0-1 pitch. Swung on, blasted the opposite way, just fair down the right field line and rolling all the way into Sammy's corner. Rounding first, heading to second is Diaz. He gets there standing with a 1-out double. That is his third hit of the night. Now just needs a triple for the cycle, and we're only in the 6th. So that's time.
And that one, he just kind of threw his bat in there and let physics do the work. Just kept it barely inside the first base line on a pitch that was down and below the zone. It's one of those that you obviously don't like giving up doubles at all, but a situation like that, it's not a bad pitch by any means.
Here's Correll Paz. He stands in with one of the 3 homers for Mississippi tonight as he takes strike 1. Well, while we have time here in this 10-1 game, let's take a look at a couple of MLB scores, why don't we?
You don't have to.
Well, I kind of do want to say that the Pirates beat the Cardinals 1-0 here today.
They have been shut out twice now by Pittsburgh.
Outside of 1-1. My Cleveland Guardians playing the Chicago Cubs. Into the 5th, it's 3-2 currently, Cubs in front.
I will say, Palante had a 1-hit shutout going through 7, and then 1 run scored the moment he came out.
Paz fouls that one off 1-2. Blue Jays surprisingly clobbering the Yankees today, 12-5 that final. Marlins over the Minnesota Twins 2-0. As Martin sets and fires the 1-2. Swung on, a hard line drive into right. Back on it, Benson makes the catch for the second out. No tag at second from Diaz. So make that out number 2 here in the 6th. We'll just go one more local score here as the Reds and the Red Sox playing in Fenway. 2-1 Red Sox, but they are currently in a rain delay in Boston. Nilo Rijo, the batter. Mississippi shortstop awaits the first pitch. And takes it for a strike on the inner half. It's 0-1. Martin stands in, looks back towards second and fires. Swung on and missed. Really nasty changeup down and away. It's 0-2. Martin has given up some hard contact, but has looked good thus far. The 0-2 offering. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. So Martin, with his first German-American Bank strikeout of the night, sends us to the bottom of the 6th. Another scoreless frame for him. 10-1 the score here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you can be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
Bottom of the sixth here, 10-1, Mississippi. On top of Evansville, Brian Williams back out on the mound. Why wouldn't he be? He's been dominant so far here through the first 5 innings. He has 6 strikeouts. He has only let Evansville score once, but that was an unearned run thanks to an error in the 4th inning. So he's looked really good. We're going to keep riding that horse. And he'll face Mindom, Benson, L.J. Jones, the middle 3 due here for this 6th inning. Again, the score 10-0, and all 10 of those runs for Mississippi, 10-1, were scored in the first 3 innings, 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third. Evansville with just 1 lonely run in the 4th frame have yet to do anything since. Only 2 hits tonight, both doubles off the bats of Pavin Parks and J.T. Benson.
Yeah, Mendham's seen him pretty well tonight. He's worked a couple of really long at-bats and drew a walk in one of them. And then you mentioned J.T. Benson up next, and then Pavin Parks due up 4th in this inning. So good part of the lineup, at least against Williams.
First pitch to Mindom is taken just high for a ball, 1-0. Mississippi bullpen quiet. Same with Evansville. The 1-0. Taken for a strike on the inner half. It's 1-1. Defense is straight up on Mindom. A slight pull shift, but nothing as crazy as we saw earlier. But there is a lot of room down the third base line. 1-1. Down and in, 2-1. This Evansville offense has looked so good here at Bossy Field this year. Is now the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded sharply to second, fielded by Holt, throw to first in time for the first out. But here tonight has been stifled by the Mississippi ace and Brian Williams, who, we'll give him credit, he's looked incredible here tonight.
Yeah, and you kind of almost thankful that they exploded in a game like this where you're going up against Williams and you're just struggling to find runs. You know, a 9-run loss versus a 1-run loss all count the same.
Now you hope they just put all their offense out here in this one. It's the first pitch to Benson. Ben's in there for a strike. Especially because we know traditionally this year they haven't been able to score like this. Especially not via the home run ball like they have tonight. 0-1. Here it is. Down and away, gets behind the catcher in Lantigua. He'll get a new baseball and deliver it to the mound. 1 ball, 1 strike. Skies beginning to darken here in Evansville, Indiana. Historic Bossy Field. 1-1. Missing outside, 2-1. Remember, this is the first of a 3-game series. Tomorrow, military appreciation and first responder night here at the ballpark. On Thursday, our day early 4th of July celebration. Red, white, and blue day, post-game fireworks. Thirsty Thursday as well.
I was about to say, it's good to have that game on Thirsty Thursday.
Then on actual 4th of July, this Otters team will be celebrating up in Schaumburg, just outside of Chicago. The 2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Boy, you know what sounds really good right now, talking about Schaumburg and Chicago?
Hitting the baseball.
Some Giordano's deep dish pizza. 2-2 the count. Here it is. Swung on, popped in the air, foul first base side, and out of play, 2-2.
Trying to find a response to that, and I was just like, yeah, I guess you're wrong. I didn't have much to add to that.
Well, there's a Giordano's like walking distance from the hotel this weekend, so.
Well, you're the one going to Schaumburg all year.
I guess I can wave goodbye to some money in my bank account this weekend.
I don't have a lot of that.
2-2. Just missing inside. 3-2. Good at bat here from Benson.
Fortunately, my money's going towards laptop repairs.
Oof.
Me and Matt will both got to fix our laptops.
It's never fun.
No.
My laptop broke on the road up in Avon, Lake Erie. Had to buy a new one. Thankfully, there was a Best Buy right there. The 3-2. Swung on, fouled right back.
Sounds like a Bossy Field curse.
Yeah, this place does not like technology. That is for sure.
I'm just hoping it doesn't break my monitor now. Because if it breaks my monitor, we're in trouble.
That's real trouble. Then you just don't have anything for the next 2 days. Or my laptop, you're right. The payoff pitch now to Benson. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Boy, Williams is dealing right now. That's his 7th strikeout of the game.
Again, it's just they're not able to recognize his off-speed pitch. He does so well tunneling it. They're just not able to recognize it, and that's really been the difference in this game. This Otters team, I mean, they'll strike out enough times, but they're not ones to get fooled too often. They usually work some really good at-bats. And they haven't worked, I mean, they've worked definitely some good at-bats tonight, but, man, they are not able to recognize the off-speed stuff.
Here's L.J. Jones. He takes the first pitch down and away for a ball, 1-0. It's just, he's done such a good job of mixing up the attack each time someone he's already faces up. He's doing something different. When a guy does that, it's so difficult for the hitters to, as you mentioned, pick it up, the 1-0. Really nice fastball, just missed down and away, 2-0.
I mean, that's just kind of been a big change within baseball is use your best stuff all the time. When you talk with old pitchers, or older pitchers from in the past, a lot of them will talk about saving the secondary or third kind of pitches for later in the game. So you're able to really fool batters a third, even fourth time through the lineup. You don't really see that a lot in today's baseball.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, bottom 6, 10-1 Mississippi. The pitch. Checked his swing, but it was a strike anyway, 2-1. And this is a weird game, especially coming off of the series against Florence where everything was close. It was high drama all the time. Then Mississippi comes to the town in the first 3 innings, just sucks all the energy out of this place. 2-1. Swung on, high pop-up, third base side, foul territory. Under it, Fur, but he watches it fall out of play and overhead. 2-2. But I guess you can't expect to have magic like we had this weekend every night. But after this weekend, it sure felt like it. Two walk-offs, another 1-run victory sandwiched in between there. That right now, 10-1, it just doesn't feel real, given the past 4 days and the high that this team came off of after the Florence series. 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Man, oh man, 8 strikeouts for Brian Williams through 6. We go to the 7th here on 96.9 WIR on the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Tyler Martin out there for his third inning of work. And why not? He's looked really good out of the bullpen. Great to see from him. Just a note, he has gone as much as 4 innings during his career. Did it 3 times in college, but this year only 1 game where he went more than an inning, essentially. I should say he went at least 2 innings. First pitch taken for a strike to the first baseman, Roberto Gonzalez. And he's ahead 0-1. Otters trailing 10-1 as we enter the final 3 frames. I'm Lucas Macklin alongside my partner Riley Angel. We'll see if the Otters can make a miraculous comeback here in this ballgame. That pitch, I believe, missed outside. Count evens up at 1-1.
He thought about it. Oh, he
Yeah.
definitely thought about it.
A little bit of a pump there from the home plate umpire, Matt Beaver, but thought better of it. Now the 1-1 pitch from Martin. Bender, front door, beautiful pitch. And he's ahead 1-2. You got Roberto Gonzalez jumping out of the box there. That one just nipped the top corner. So again, he's showing some really good stuff. There's been some hard contact, but it's been able to find the defense. He's shown his good pitch. He's a great command over his off-speed stuff tonight. Now he's got a 1-2 count to Gonzalez. The pitch, another off-speed pitch. That one runs a little bit too far outside, and Gonzalez able to hold up. Count evens up at 2-2. Martin's pitched 2 shutout innings. He's given up a hit, walked 1, and struck out 1. He also got a double play in his first inning. That one is just fouled off for Gonzalez. That was fouled into the Otters dugout. Thankfully, didn't hit anyone. So we'll do 2-2 again. Tried to blow the 93-mile-per-hour fastball by him. Next 2-2. Bender just doesn't bend enough, and now the count runs full. Gonzalez 2 for 3 on the night. Trying to improve on that night. 3-2 pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. Pulled the string and got him out in front. German-American Bank strikeout number 2 for Tyler Martin. With 1 away, leads the catcher, Andriel Lantigua. Lantigua is hitless, but does have a run scored after he reached via the fielder's choice. First pitch, fastball, runs too far inside and maybe a bit high. Start behind Lantigua 1-0. Martin, closed stance on the mound. 1-0 pitch, hard hit towards short, past Pavin Parks. Actually, it's Parks Bauk over at shortstop, who came in for Pavin this last inning. Or say this inning, I should say. So a 1-out base hit.
And you wonder if that's just trying to get Bauk some playing time. I mean, Pavin's in the dugout. It seems to be all right, so probably just want to get him some action here in a game like this.
So with 1 away, it leads to Caston Furr. First pitch in the dirt, away from Brown. He's going to pick it up and throw it down to second, but not in time. Lantigua takes advantage of the dropped pitch. And it is a 1-0 count to Caston Furr, now with a runner in scoring position. Furr is 0 for 1 on the night. He's drawn 2 walks and he's scored twice. That pitch, front door breaker. Got it. Got him looking. Evens count up at 1-1. Furr doing what Furr does. Couple of walks for him. That one's hit hard and deep into left field. Back on it, to the track, to the wall is Schwartz leaping, and that one is gone. A 2-run, a home run for Caston Furr. Off-speed pitch that stayed in the zone. Add 2 more to Mississippi's lead. They lead 12-1. That is Furr's first professional home run. See if they make somebody go out there and get that baseball.
Hoosier Lottery strikeout batter in center field 5, Braylon Skinner.
Now Martin's going to have to reset against the leadoff hitter Skinner. First pitch outside for a ball. So Ellis Schwartz was also substituted in for Keenan Taylor out in left. That one's chopped towards first, but foul, and the count evens up at 1-1. The only other player off the bench that could be in is Justin Felix, but he's still in the dugout. Counts at 1-1 to the Mississippi leadoff hitter, who's been so good tonight. He hits that one high in the air towards foul territory. Schwartz, or I should say Pierce, over to try to get it. It goes off his glove, and it will just be a strike number 2 to Skinner. And we saw last game, giving a batter, especially of Skinner's ability, an extra life, always seems to come back and haunt you.
Ellis Schwartz is in the game. He is in left field.
Counts 1-2 to Skinner. Martin set and delivers. Chopper towards first. Jones will take it in. He will toss it to Martin to first in time for out number 2.
Left fielder 1, Kyle Booker.
So now with 2 away, Kyle Booker will step into the left-handed batter's box. Martin trying to get out of this inning with only allowing 2 runs. First pitch inside for a ball, and he starts behind Booker, 1-0. Booker is 1 for 4 and has scored a run. That one is foul tipped into the glove. Count evens up at 1-1.
Is also into the game for the Evansville Otters. He is at shortstop.
So Martin gave up that home run. Mississippi has scored all of their runs, or almost all the runs, on home runs. Next pitch runs outside. Count moves to 2-1. Scored all of the runs outside of the 3 they scored in the 3rd inning via the home run. Next pitch checked his swing and didn't go on a pitch that ran too far inside. Count moves to 3-1. Evansville has surrendered 4 home runs tonight. That matches their season high. Last time I did that dating all the way back to May 15th. Next pitch, Bender got Booker out in front. Count runs full. That was against 3 Rivers in a game where both teams had 4 home runs. Count full to Booker. That pitch, Bender stays too low. Booker holds off, and it's a 2-out walk to extend the inning to Travis Holt.
Well, tonight 2-out walks have haunted the Otters scoring-wise. Let's see if Martin can prevent the same thing that happened to Patterson III from happening to him, which is 2-out walks scoring rapidly.
Holt stands in the right-handed batter's box, trying to improve on his 1-for-4 day. First pitch swinging, comes up with nothing, and Martin's ahead 0-1. Still no one warming up in the Otters bullpen. They'll allow Martin to work at least through this inning. Again, not a guy who's usually given length, even during his college career. 0-1 pitch. That one's lifted high in the air towards right. Benson on his horse over towards the foul line. That one's going to drop in the bullpen. Foul. And it will be strike number 2 to Holt. So, looking ahead, Evansville tomorrow will be back against Mississippi, 6:35 p.m., and then on Thursday at 6:35 p.m. as well. Then they travel to Schaumburg for a 6:30 p.m. July 4th game. They play at 6:30 on Saturday, and then a 1 p.m. start on Sunday before they get Monday off. And then on Tuesday at 9:35 a.m. start in Washington. That's an interesting time.
Not only will it be at 9:35 here, 10:35 there, but it'll be full of screaming children as well. It's their education day.
Similar game against Gateway in their last road trip. 0-2 pitch, hard liner into left, and it's going to get down for a 2-out base knock. And the inning will continue as it will lead to the DH Victor Diaz.
Designated hitter, 25, Victor Diaz.
Off-speed pitch just left up in the zone. Again, Martin, not a guy who is used to giving a ton of length. You wonder if he's just starting to fatigue out there on the mound. He's looked pretty good overall tonight. First pitch to Diaz. Pulled the string, got him out in front, and he's ahead 0-1. Started with a lot of first pitch off-speed pitches, has Martin. Hasn't thrown a ton of fastballs. He's on an 0-1 count to Diaz, who awaits. Another off-speed pitch got him swinging, and now it's an 0-2 count. Back-to-back off-speed pitches to Diaz. Let's see which direction he goes. Again, he's done well at fooling them when he's been able to keep them low. The 0-2 pitch from Martin. Another one, hard hit towards third. Pierce will bobble it, but he will bring it in. Throw to first will be in time for out number 3. Mississippi gets 2 more runs on a home run, their 4th of the night. They now lead 12-1. It's time to stretch here at Bosse Field. We'll give you Zane Claudefelter.
Here we go. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back, and we'll root for the Otters. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Nicely done. Let's get some nuts.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Bottom of the 7th inning. Otters at the plate. New pitcher, stand corrected, still Brian Williams, who's on the mound. For some reason, I misread the number. The dark black jerseys with the dark green jerseys. Made a quick mistake. It's still Brian Williams on the mound. He enters the 7th inning. He has been oh so good. His 3rd straight game where he's gone 7 innings, and barring an offensive explosion from Evansville, it will be his 3rd straight quality start. Parks Bauk enters for the first at-bat of the game for him. Takes the first pitch low and away for a ball. He's ahead 1-0. Bauk entered for Paven Parks in the top of the 7th inning. On deck is Ellis Schwartz, who entered for Keenan Taylor. So giving those guys a little bit extra rest in this game that has gotten out of hand at this point. 1-0 count to Bauk. Oh, and it goes up and hits him in the head. Hops up and he looks okay, but just a pitch that got away from Williams. Obviously no intent there as Williams tries to make sure he's okay.
Whew. Why you wear the helmet,
As Lance Lynn would say.
as Lance Lynn would say. Man, that's Man, that's always a scary moment. And he says he's okay, but they are going to make sure 100% before they let him continue. And he is going to continue. Boy, oh boy, man.
So it's what a way for Williams to greet Bauk into the game.
Yeah, welcome to the game. Here's a pitch to your noggin. Goodness.
So a leadoff hit by pitch, and Ellis Schwartz will come up to hit for his first time in this game. Actually made a mistake. It's actually his 4th straight quality start for Brian Williams. What a run he's been on. Now Schwartz, the first pitch, taken inside for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. Which the Schwartz hasn't played a ton. Now he awaits the 1-0 pitch from Brian Williams. That one misses as well. Now it's a 2-0 count. Schwartz just making his 12th appearance of the year. Made the start in Joliet where he was really the lone offense. Him and a J.J. Cruz home run where he tripled and hit a home run. The 2-0 pitch inside for ball 3. Now it's a 3-0 count. Six hits and 5 walks for him in 39 plate appearances. The 3-0 pitch to Schwartz is in there for a strike. Williams back in the count at 3-1. There are some pitchers out in the bullpen for Mississippi, but not really any warming up going on. Maybe they already are warm. The 3-1 pitch. Hard hit towards the third baseman. It's going to get past the third baseman, Furr. And now a hit for Evansville, just their 3rd in the ball game. Now there are 2 runners on with no one away. Now I believe it's the pitching coach out to talk with his pitcher. You wonder if the guy out there is already just kind of in ready and waiting mode.
I mean, you would think he's been so good, but at this point, I mean, I know you don't want to waste your bullpen, especially in a 12-1 game, but you wonder where the pitch count's at, and we'll see how exactly they treat him here. It looks like they're going to keep him in this ball game, but that guy over there warming up in the pen, definitely there. And, well, look at that. They're going to bring him in. Are they? No. He just tipped his cap to him for no reason. It's odd. I can't say I've ever seen that.
115 pitches for Williams in this start already. We mentioned the Otters have made some long at-bats, but I feel like at some point you have to protect your guy. You don't want to over-pitch him.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's been fantastic tonight. He's gone 6 innings. He hasn't given up an earned run. He struck out 8, only walked 1. Did hit Bauk to begin this inning. Nice to face Logan Brown. First pitch to him, taken for a strike. Down Main Street, and he's behind 0-1. Like so many other Otters, he's been hitless tonight. 0 for 2, hasn't struck out. The 0-1 pitch to the Otters catcher. That one's hit hard into center field. Back on it is Skinner. He's going to be forced to the track and bring it in for out number 1. Bauk's going to tag in the 3rd. Schwartz is also going to tag. He's going to try to get to 2nd, and he will. So both runners advance on the long fly out from Logan Brown. With 1 away, now runners at 2nd and 3rd.
I like the aggressive base running there. I mean, there's literally nothing to lose at this point, this time in the ball game. Bottom of the 7th, down by 11. So might as well take those chances. See if it works out and make something happen offensively.
So J.J. Cruz up next. 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks for him tonight. First pitch, pulled the string, and he's out in front of that one, 0-1. Cruz has been sent down on off-speed pitches in both of his at-bats. Cruz loves to swing the bat. Only 5 walks this year. 0-1 pitch, another back foot breaker. Got him swinging at that one. Now it's an 0-2 count. Cruz up with the top of the lineup looming. Runners at second and third and one away. Otters trailing 12-1 after 10 Mississippi runs scored in the first 3 innings. The 0-2 pitch to the Otters' 9-hole hitter. Another off-speed pitch. Nubber towards the left side. Be brought in by the third baseman, Furr. Only play will be to first. In the dirt. Isn't brought in by the first baseman, Gonzalez. Schwartz is going to now move to third base. And another error from Mississippi allows Evansville to put runners on the corners with still only 1 away for the Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game, Dennis Pierce. And that is going to do it for the starter, Brian Williams. Pitched so well tonight, just short of 120 pitches on the night. Finishes at 119. And he will leave with another quality start intact. We'll have more on the new pitcher when we're back after a short break on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
New pitcher on the mound for Mississippi is going to be Michael Fowler. Michael Fowler on the mound. Behind the plate, still Antigua. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Denver Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So Michael Fowler making his first professional appearance in a ball game, and he enters with a 12-1 lead. Just finished up his collegiate career, played his final season with the Southern Miss Golden Eagles. Yes, I said that right. The Golden Eagles pitched to a 9.39 ERA in 10 games. Only pitched 7 2/3 innings in his senior season. Looks like he dealt with some injuries. He pitched in 2023. Was the last time he pitched. He pitched then for Tulane before playing for Southern Miss this year, and he will enter with 1 away, runners on the corners, and Dennis Pierce up to bat. So Evansville threatening in the second inning. They still trail 12-2, but this offense can put up runs in a hurry. First pitch, checked his swing, didn't mean to, but he went, and he's ahead 0-1.
96 first pitch out of the pen is impressive from Fowler. Definitely has these bats on notice now.
Next pitch, up and it almost hit him. Got out of the way, count moves to 1-1.
I will say, though, 12-1, this is a 12-2 now. This is about as good of an appearance you can get for your professional debut. Low-stress situation.
Next pitch, low and away, now 2-1 count. So Fowler, clearly a guy who has a live fastball, that's for sure, but maybe struggles to control it. And he does. He walks a lot of batters. 26 walks in 31 1/3 innings back in 23. Next pitch inside for ball 3, now a 3-1 count. But you'll see these teams, a guy with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball, take a shot on him, see if they can get him to control it. Three-one pitch outside for ball 4. Now the bases are loaded for Evansville here in the 7th inning. A Deerhead Sidewalk Cafe and Bar.
Well, now you have the big boys up, Graham Brown and David Mindom. But again, 96, especially if a guy is missing arm side, like it looked like he was the beginning part of that bat, for a right-handed hitter, boy, that's uncomfortable. That is an uncomfortable at bat if a guy's missing inside to you, sitting 96.
So he was injured during the 2024 season before joining Southern Miss. First pitch breaker, that one finds the zone at 80 miles per hour at 0-1. Brown maybe thought initially it was a fastball. If it was coming directly at him. The 0-1 pitch, another off speed, got him out in front. Now he's at 0-2. Seems to have better control of that off speed stuff. And now Brown's going to call time.
Nasty, too, especially when you pair it with that fastball. I would expect maybe a high fastball here coming off of those two, especially that one down and away.
This is Fowler's first outing since April 23rd. 0-2 pitch, fastball, high chopper towards second. Holt will take it in, throw second for one, throw to first. That one's going to be just in time. And a killer of a double play in the 7th inning as Fowler gets out of it. Otters score 1, but they still trail by 10 as we head to the 8th. Here on the Otters Digital Network, 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Call the bullpen for Evansville. Nolan Thebe on the mound. Behind the plate, Logan Brown. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Thebe enters tonight's ball game, obviously here in a mop-up role. And, man, we've seen Thebe pitch so well in many games, but he's been struggling a little bit in the last couple outings.
And you hope he can find it here in this outing and just go up there, give this Evansville team 2 innings and not get into too much trouble, because you'd like to get out of this game giving up as many runs as you have and only use 3 pitchers. I think that's a win in the minds of, anyone trying to manage a bullpen. But we'll see what Thebe has here tonight. Again, like you said, he's struggled recently, but we've seen him be fine, and I really hope that he finds his groove here tonight.
Enters with a 3.75 ERA, but gave up 3 of his 5 runs in his last outing. That was in the last game for Evansville. And he will face Correll Paz in his first batter. First pitch outside for a ball, and he starts behind 1-0. Won an inning and 2/3 in Gateway, where he gave up 2 hits and walked 4, but managed to pitch around that and not give up a run. Now the 1-0 pitch got Paz swinging on a 90-mile-per-hour fastball, evens the count up at 1-1. He also pitched a couple of days before in Gateway, where he pitched a clean inning and gave up a hit, struck out 1. The 1-1 count to Paz. That one finds the zone. Count moves to 1-2. Paz calls time, now steps back in. Thebe looks into Brown, now comes set, delivers from the stretch the 1-2 pitch. That one ran outside. Paz checked his swing. No appeal down to third base. Count evens up at 2-2. Phoebe just trying to work a clean eighth here. Got 2-2 count to Paz. He's set and delivers. That one lined into right field, but not far enough. That one's going to land in the glove of J.J. Cruz and be caught for out number 1. That one off the bat looked like it was coming off a little bit harder than it was, only 68 miles per hour. He went down and got that one. I don't know how he made contact with that, nonetheless into fair territory. And with a one out or one away here, it's Nilo Rio. Phoebe set the first pitch to Rio. Off-speed pitch out in front, just making contact with Rio, and he starts behind 0-1. Rio tonight 1 for 4, couple of Ks, reached on an infield single all the way back in the first inning. The 0-1 pitch to Rio. In there for strike 2, and he's ahead of him 0-2. Phoebe in his 9th appearance for Evansville this season makes the 0-2 pitch, runs a bit high, count moves to 1-2. After his 4-year collegiate career between Montana State Billings and Jessup, joined Evansville and it's been really good out of the bullpen for the most part. The 1-2 pitch to Rio. Outside, ball 2. I mentioned run into a little bit of a slump over his last couple of outings. Trying to bounce back here in a mop-up role where Evansville trailing 12-2 in the top of the 8th inning. Set and delivers up and in. It's going to hit Rio. That's going to be a one-out base runner for Mississippi in this 8th inning.
First baseman, 13, Roberto Gonzalez.
So with one away, Roberto Gonzalez up next to the plate. Struck out to lead off the 7th inning, and he's back up to the plate here in the 8th with a one-out base runner over at first. Rio already 5 stolen bases. First pitch fastball in there for a strike at 0-1. Again, they're up by 10, probably not going to push it here. Gonzalez steps back into the right-handed batter's box with an 0-1 count. Phoebe sets and delivers. That one runs high, evens the count up at 1-1. Phoebe from the stretch. That one's hit high in towards right. Benson will drift back and bring it in a fair distance in front of the warning track for out number 2. So 2 away. Inning will move to the catcher, Lantigua.
Andrea Lantigua.
Lantigua got his first hit, eventually came around to score on the Caston Fur home run in the 7th. The first pitch in the dirt. Brown scoops it and keeps it in front of him. That runner will stay put at first base. Counts at 1-0 to Lantigua. Entered this game with a .094 batting average. It's up to 105 with a single in the last inning. The 1-0 pitch to Lantigua stays high. Now it's a 2-0 count. Two-0 pitch from Thebe to Lantigua. Swings through that one. Count moves to 2-1. He'll step out of the batter circle and then back in directly. Two-one pitch in the zone. Count evens up at 2-2. Antigua signed out of the Dominican Republic by the Mets back in 2022 as an 18-year-old. Played with them for 3 seasons before joining Mississippi. And swing and a miss for strike 3. A German-American bank strikeout to end the top of the 8th inning. Otters come to bat in the bottom half here on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCasa.com.
Michael Fowler back out there for another inning of work, and again, why not? See what you have in this pitcher who making his first professional appearance in a ball game after finishing up his college career with Southern Miss. He'll face David Mendham to lead off this inning after Graham Brown grounded into a double play to end the 7th. Just trying to make sure I read the right number. Again, I'm struggling to distinguish the 0 from the 9, from the 6 to the 8.
Yeah, black on a dark forest green with a weird font is certainly a decision.
Mendham steps into the left-handed batter's box.
Or it's a teal, I guess. It's like a dark teal.
Mendham 0 for 2 with a walk. Fowler entering his second inning of work from the windup. First pitch swinging as Mendham. Hefty swing from Mendham. Comes up empty. He's behind 0-1. Longest he's gone in an outing this season back with Southern Miss was 2 innings, all the way back on March 30th against South Alabama. 0-1 pitch up and away. Count evens up at 1-1. The 6'3" first-year pitcher out of Trussville, Alabama, delivers the 1-1 pitch. Catches the bottom of the zone for strike 2. Count moves to 1-2. Again, he's shown some pretty good stuff here. It's really just been out if he can control his fastball. He's got a 1-2 count on Mendham. He delivers from the windup. Fastball runs high and evens it up at 2-2. Came in with runners on the corners and 1 away. Gave up a walk, but then got Graham Brown to ground out into a double play. 2-2. Bender catches the back door. Mendham goes down looking. And with 1 away, it leads to JT Vincent.
Number 9, JT Vincent.
Update around the Frontier League. Florence does beat Schaumburg in Game 1 of their series 5-3. Tri-City beats Quebec in the first game of their series 7-3. as Tri-City tries to crawl back in that division. First pitch in there for a strike. He's behind 0-1. They're still 8 games back. Still a long way to go against Quebec, but they are in line for a wild card spot at the very least.
Crazy that
Next pitch in the dirt, evens up at 1-1.
that a 25-win team is 9 games back of a division. That is ridiculous.
Lake Erie does fall to Joliet 4-0. Gateway, though, putting a pounding on Washington. They're up 13-6. 1-1 pitch to Benson. Line back up the middle off the foot of Fowler. Be brought in by the shortstop Rio, and he makes the throw over to first. Unlucky for JT Benson. In the
First baseman, number
uncommon
28,
1-6-3 putout.
Yeah, it's definitely not something you expect to see on a regular basis. And there, you smash a ball like that, if you're Benson 103 off the bat, you're expecting to get a base hit up the middle. But it just happened to ricochet off of Fowler's foot right to Rijo at short, who was ranging up the middle already, reacting to the ball off the bat. I mean, that's just an unlucky thing to happen here in a game that really just has not gone the Otters' way at all.
3 games postponed in the Frontier League. Windy City versus New Jersey will be postponed to tomorrow. Sussex County and New York postponed to tomorrow. And as we mentioned earlier, first pitch in there for a strike. He'll be behind 0-1. I shouldn't say this game's been postponed. Suspended due to rain. Tied 4-4 in the top of the 4th inning between Ottawa and Brockton. Next pitch stays low, evens up at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch, fastball. Blew it by him at 94. Count moves to 1-2. Down East beat Three Rivers 7-3 as well. Now the 1-2 pitch to LJ Jones. Got him swinging on the curveball. We're out number 3, so the Otters go 1-2-3 in the 8th. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Otters trailing by 10 on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
We head to the 9th inning. Nolan Thebe in there for a second inning of work. Looked good in the first inning. Great bounce back for him, and hopefully he can continue that and work a scoreless 9th inning. Otters trailing 12-2. This point just feels like more formality to finish this game out.
Yeah, and you would really like Thebe to get this inning in, especially because that would mean you only use 3 pitchers and 3 of your lesser leverage guys in this game, which really got out of hand early, which I think is a win, especially when you give up this many runs. To only use the amount of pitchers that they're using, that's a must, especially in the first game of a series and in the first game of a 6-game stretch.
Anthony Patterson labored through 4 innings to give up 10 runs. Did pitch a scoreless 4th inning, though. Tyler Martin went through 3 innings in a longer outing than what he's used to and gave up 2 runs on the home run from Caston Furr. Now Thebe's pitched a scoreless 8th and out there to try to pitch a scoreless 9th inning, and he will face the aforementioned Caston Furr. And is his first batter. So from the stretch, first pitch to Furr. Fastball in there for a strike, starts ahead of him 0-1. There'll be 3 doubleheaders tomorrow in the Frontier League as 3 games have been postponed, or at least 2, I should say. Only delayed so far for Ottawa and Brockton. The 0-1 pitch to Furr. That one finds the zone on a bender, and now it's an 0-2 count. There'll be 4 doubleheaders in the MLB tomorrow. 4 games postponed. Padres and Phillies will be played tomorrow. Tigers and Nationals. Reds and Red Sox was suspended halfway through, and then Brewers and Mets postponed to tomorrow as well. The 0-2 pitch to Furr. Fastball stays outside, make it 1-2.
So what you're telling me is the Northeast got some rain.
Maybe. That is probably what that would mean. The 1-2 pitch to Furr. Fastball stays high. Now it's a 2-2 count. Guardians not winning.
Yeah. Seems like a given at this point.
Hey, Carlos Santana's 2 for 3 tonight.
Let's go Los.
The 2-2 pitch to Furr. Off speed stays low. Now a 3-2 count. Furr doesn't go down easily. It's why he's walked so many times this year. And he's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. See if Thebe can get this first out. Sets and delivers the payoff pitch. Fouled back, and we'll do it again. I think that one was going just a little bit below us.
Yeah, I was ready nonetheless.
I think we should take out this netting and just let the balls come back.
You know what? On a night like tonight where most people have left already, why not? Let's try something out.
Just make sure fans have their gloves. Another payoff pitch to Furr. That one is hit hard into right field, but that one's going to get up and out of play. An overhead foul ball. Brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
You know, the Otters might lose tonight, but you know it's always a constant. Heads Construction.
At least here.
Never regret it.
The roofs are a little bit smaller at other places.
True.
Next payoff pitch from Thebe. See, sets and delivers. That one, breaker, finds the zone and gets Furr looking. A German-American Bank strikeout and a quick out number 1 as we will head back to the top of the lineup in Braylon Skinner.
I have upsetting news for you, Lucas.
Well, Cardinals lost, I know.
I am now on the 10-day IL. I have just received a paper cut.
You have to fight through it. First pitch, swinging is Skinner, and he comes up empty with an 0-1 count. No room on the IL for us.
I guess that's true. There is no room on the IL.
Oh, 1 count to Skinner. Thebe sets and delivers. Fastball blew by him again. Came up empty on a swing, and now it's an 0-2 count. Matt Wills Royals playing Q's Mariners. Royals up 3-1.
How about them Royals, huh?
Trying to win more games than they did in June.
Hey, the Savannah Bananas and Kansas City were tied.
At Kaufman.
At Kaufman.
0-2 pitch. Up high, checked his swing, didn't go. Says the third base umpire, Jacob Cackett. Down to 1-2. What a night for Skinner. He has been an Otter killer. 2 hits, 4 RBIs, a home run. The 1-2 pitch outside for ball 2. That is now in 6 of 7 games where he's had at least 2 hits against Evansville. Exactly 2 hits, actually. The 2-2 pitch to Skinner. Fouls that one up and overhead, and we'll do 2-2 again. Just got to add him to Matt Will's list of Otters killers.
He's definitely on there at this point.
And
Has to be.
Fantastic year for him against Evansville. The next 2-2 pitch to Skinner. Outside ball 3. Another full count for Thebe. Skinner is 1 for 2 against Thebe this season. The payoff pitch. Didn't mean to, but he went swinging. German-American Bank strikeout. And now there are 2 away. Skinner tried to act like he didn't go. I was like shocked, but definitely broke the plane. We could see it from here.
Yeah.
It's one of those where you don't need to check down to third. One plate umpire, Matt Beaver, was just kind of pointing at him like, even when we wind up, you went, you.
Following him around with that finger.
Now 2 away, it's Kyle Booker trying to extend this 9th inning. First pitch takes for a strike, and he starts behind 0-1. Booker is 1 for 4 with a walk, a run scored, a strikeout. The 0-1 pitch to Booker. Fastball runs low and away. Count evens up at 1-1. I like what Mississippi does with their lineup. Just put your 2 best hitters at the top of the lineup. Let them hit the most.
It works. It's working tonight.
Do have Davis Bradshaw still on the injured list. Another good hitter for this squad that has missed a lot of time. Next pitch foul tipped into the glove. Count moves to 1-2. Bradshaw, the former second-round pick of the Miami Marlins. The 1-2 pitch to Kyle Booker. That one is fouled up and overhead, and we'll do it again.
That overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it.
A little bit of a sultry tone for these diehard Otters fans. Counts 1-2 to Kyle Booker. Phoebe is set and delivers inside on the back foot breaker. Evens the count up at 2-2. So this inning, he's gotten ahead of batters, and then they fought back, but he's managed to avoid a hit. Counts 2-2 to Kyle Booker as Thebe comes set, rocks, and delivers. That one stays high. Now count runs full. Third straight full count for for Nolan Thebe. Booker is at the plate. He awaits the payoff pitch from Thebe. There's that pitch. Laced into center field. It's going to get through for a base hit. Send it right back to Cinder. And this 9th inning will extend to the second baseman, Travis Holt. Holt back in Indiana after playing his final collegiate season at Butler. First pitch up the middle. It's going to be past the diving glove of Cruz, off of his glove. Bauk will take it in. And the inning continues as back-to-back singles bring up Victor Diaz.
That is one way to say Diaz. I'm with it.
25 Victor Diaz.
I'm here for it.
Phoebe trying to work around these 2-out base knocks, comes set and delivers the first pitch. Off-speed pitch hit high into the air. Cruz is going to try to find it, and he will bring it in at the first baseline. And there is out number 3 for Phoebe. So the Otters head to the bottom of the 9th inning. They need 10 runs to tie this game. We'll see if they can do that after a short break here on the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you can be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
New pitcher on the mound for Mississippi. It's going to be Jeremy Peguero, the southpaw. Peguero on the mound, behind the plate, still Antigua. That pitcher-catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So Peguero enters this ball game with a 7.16 ERA. He has been struggling to say the least. So he's gone 7 straight outings with allowing at least 1 run. Faced Evansville twice back in the beginning of June. Pitched an inning, gave up 3 runs, and then pitched a third of an inning back on June 5th and gave up 2 runs. So maybe Evansville can try to fight back a little bit. He entered that series with a 3.18 ERA, but since then it has skyrocketed up to 7.16. First one to face him is going to be Parks Bauk. He's looking for his first professional hit. He's drawn 3 walks. He's played some great defense. First pitch swinging. High pop-up towards left. The shortstop Rijo is going to camp under it and bring it in for a quick out number 1. Next up is Ellis Schwartz. Had a hard single down the third base line his last time up. Continues to just take good at-bats and limited opportunities. Came in for Keenan Taylor in the top of the 7th inning. The first pitch to Schwartz takes it for a strike. Counts at 0-1. Schwartz, the first-year player, spent his last 2 seasons with George Washington, and he was a star there. The 0-1 pitch, chopper foul, and the count moves to 0-2. His senior season had a .454 on base percentage, a .582 slugging, had 9 home runs, 16 doubles, and 3 triples. Really excelled there, George Washington during his final 2 seasons.
I wonder who George Washington University is named after.
George Washington Carver, probably.
Probably. Yeah, that's the one.
0-2 pitch. Goes down looking, does Schwartz. And now there are 2 away. And Peguero did a little dance on the mound, and why not? Just trying to find the zone, I suppose. So with 2 away, it's Logan Brown, the final hope for Evansville in tonight's ballgame. Brown, a hard fly out his last time up. Peguero sets, first pitch, swinging, comes up with nothing. He's behind 0-1. Logan Brown has had some big moments, trying to stay big as Evansville's trying to stay alive in this ballgame. He's got an 0-1 count as Peguero comes set. Southpaw delivers the 0-1 pitch, swings through that one. Now Evansville down to their final strike in tonight's ballgame. Peguero trying to end this ball game. He comes set and delivers the 0-2 pitch. Slider checked his swing, didn't go, says the third base umpire, Jacob Cackett. Peguero thought he went.
Who's that guy from the Rockies that does that? The little dance?
The only pitcher I know on their team is Austin Comber or Kyle Freeland.
True. I remember a guy in spring training who would do a dance every time he struck someone out. I think he's in AAA now. Still does it.
I think was Yerman Marquez still on that team. 1-2 pitch slider. That one gets him swinging, and that is going to end this ball game as Evansville falls 12-2 after surrendering 10 runs in the first 3 innings. We'll head to the Papa John's post-game show and talk about this one after a short break here on the Honors Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Welcome into the Papa John's postgame show. I'm Lucas Macklin alongside my partner Riley Angel. And you're listening to the Papa John's postgame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows.
It's available every game night, 20 minutes before and 2 minutes after each Otters game. Here on the Otters Digital Network, the home team network. And guess what? On 96.9 WIIR. Well, 12-2 win for Mississippi here tonight. A tough one for Evansville, just couldn't quite get the offense going early, and Mississippi had all the offense going early. They scored 3 in the first, 4 in the second, 3 in the third. They also added on 2 in the seventh for their 12 runs. Evansville just 1 in the fourth, 1 in the seventh for their 2. Overall, just not a great game for Evansville. Got shut down by Brian Williams, and really Anthony Patterson III struggled his time out here tonight. Went 4 innings, giving up 10 hits and 10 earned runs, striking out 4, walking 4. But the bullpen came in, did their job in 3 innings. Tyler Martin only gave up 2 hits on 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Nolan Thebe in 2 innings looked really good, bouncing back after a lackluster performance. He went 2 scoreless frames with 3 strikeouts. But, man, it's a tough one for Evansville, but you kind of got to roll with the punches here, how hot they've been.
Yeah, it's just one of those games you have to put behind you and kind of look forward. Still have a chance to win this series. You lost game 1 of the series in Bosse last time. You still won the series, so you just got to do that again and hopefully get started in the right direction heading into the road trip.
And tomorrow, obviously, brand new game, and we'll see how they do against this Mississippi team. Just a tough one here tonight. And you'll have these over the course of a season. There's ups and downs. You just come off an extreme high. You kind of expect to go down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of just the end-all, be-all. You went up against their ace. Their ace looked great. You struggled a little bit early. Seen that a couple of times this year, pitching-wise. But, you have some good outings from guys like Tyler Martin and Nolan Thebe, which is great to see. I mean, Tyler Martin only went a third of an inning his first time out. Second time able to go out there, go 3 strong innings. It's great for Evansville as we head into the final 2 games of this series.
That's all I got. Not really much to say here about this one here. Not again, 12-2 the final.
I mean, talk about the offense just a little bit. Just not a great performance. Only 3 hits on the night. 1 from J.T. Benson, 1 from Pavement Parks. Both those were doubles, and then a single down the line from Ellis Schwartz. J.T. Benson, Parks Bauk scored the 2 runs for Evansville in this one. I mentioned just it's a rough outing for Anthony Patterson, but he had one of those and then bounced back a great game against Gateway. We saw him pitch a good 4th inning, which I think is great for him because he's still within the same outing able to reset himself, go out there and pitch a scoreless 4th, and kind of slow down that offense for Mississippi.
And you hope mentally this one doesn't drain him too bad, and hopefully he will get the chance to go out there and do it again, start for this team. And we've seen him when he's good. He's really good. It's just all about consistency right now.
And we mentioned Brian Williams on the other end. 6 1/3, only 1 earned run, 2 runs total, struck out 8. He looked fantastic. Thankfully, Otters don't have to face him the rest of this week. And then Braylon Skinner, he's going to be a tough one to get out. He always is, and hopefully this team has a little bit better of a plan for this offense coming tomorrow that has really done really well here at Bosse, more than they have anywhere else.
It's weird because dead last in the Frontier League in home runs. They've hit 20 home runs as a team total this year coming into today. They hit 4 tonight. 4. That's nearly 25%. or not 25. That's nearly 10% of their total team home runs they hit tonight. It's ridiculous, and you hope that this offense just doesn't continue to do that, and today was just a weird point on the chart that's completely off of the trend.
So that's going to do it for tonight's post-game show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and 96.9 WYIR. Otters are back in action tomorrow night at 6:35 p.m. Central Time. We'll be live at 6:15, 20 minutes before, and hopefully you'll be there to join us for tomorrow night's game against these Mississippi Mud Monsters. I'm Lucas Macklin, and Riley Angel next to me. Any last words before we end this one?
Let's just go home.
That'll do it for tonight's game. For Riley Angel, I'm Lucas Macklin signing off, and once again, have a fantastic night, everyone.